Reinstated in full back with Morris Cahill back now looking after the centre back role again, with Brian Fleming, who settled down as a regular on the team, occupying one corner, and the evergreen Declan Mudway on the other corner. Owen O'Sullivan, interestingly, and Donal O'Sullivan are named as the respective wing backs, with Liam O'Driscoll also getting a start at midfield. Midleton, well, it's a team of youth and experience, but the youthful contribution is very much made up of the trio of Cockminers, Alvarin Carney, Seamus O'Fall, who's named at 15, but we expect him to start at midfield, and Luke O'Fall in the other corner. They're giving a championship debut to Padraig O'Shea as well. There's plenty of youth there. When you look at Kieran Mulcahy as well, wearing the number 14, in a way it's a big ask for the young Midleton team. Can they come to grips with Cloyne? I listed Finbar McCarthy, 5 young Midleton players there. It's a big challenge, but if we look at it, no Paddy O'Sullivan this year, Midleton a year older, the gap should be much narrower. Maybe will it be obliterated altogether?
Yeah, and I suppose John Cloyne a year older in a sense, with the likes of some of the veterans in their team, if they'll forgive me for saying that. They've been around a long time, and they've been in 3 finals, as everybody knows, and haven't won them. So, you know, there's a certain amount of pressure on them. Midleton are obviously building for the future, and they have a lot of players, as you mentioned there, who featured with the Cork under-21s and the Cork Minors. So I think Midleton will be a force to be reckoned with in the coming years, but I think this match might be just a year too soon for them.
Last year, Cloyne made a devastating start to the match. They went for goals, as they've often done in championship matches early on. It was game over after 15 minutes. Quite simply, Midleton cannot allow that happen today.
No, and I mean, how often have we said that about Cloyne, John? I remember we were covering a match here one night, Cloyne and SARS, and we made the very same statement, and lo and behold, within 10 minutes Cloyne had banged in 4 or 5 goals and the match was over. So it's essential that Midleton get a good start, try and deny them the space and the space and the opportunities to create scores, because they do get goals. Now, Paddy O'Sullivan was a big factor in that. He's obviously not playing, and it's a pity from the players' point of view, and what a loss he is to the Cork team, especially the under-21 team bidding for the All-Ireland next Sunday against next Saturday, the All-Ireland semi-final against Galway. He's a big loss. But to answer the question, Midleton must contain him in the first quarter of an hour. If they allow Cloyne the latitude and the leeway they gave them last week, it'll be a long 60 minutes for them.
There's a great innocence in youth, and I suppose there's a freedom as well. When we look at the likes of Alvin Carney, Padraig O'Shea, Kieran Mulcahy, Luke O'Fall, Seamus O'Fall, they'll go in with no baggage. They won't exactly be afraid of Cloyne.
No, they won't, and in many respects, John, they have nothing to lose apart from the match, obviously. But you know, there's less pressure on Midleton in this match. As I said, Terence McCarthy seems to be building a nice team. They played Glen Roverson recently in a league match, and they chalked up something like 20 points. I know a league and championship are 2 different things, 2 different levels of commitment altogether, but at the same time they've been playing quite well in recent matches. By the same token, Cloyne are going well. They had a good win over Carricktool, I believe, the other night in a challenge game, but Midleton will be under no pressure, and the likes of Carney and Ryan and the Farrells, we've seen what they're capable of doing, especially Aidan Ryan. I think he's been outstanding for the Cork under-21 team at left half back throughout their march to the All-Ireland semi-final, and they'll have no inhibitions, but at the same time there's a degree of responsibility on them that they'll have to knuckle down and get stuck into from the start, because they'll definitely need a good start in this game.
Interesting, you mentioned Aidan Ryan as Midleton just returned to the field. They've all their warm-up done at this stage. We're almost ready to go, but they've named Aidan Ryan at centre forward. Maybe a bit of a Diarmuid O'Sullivan move from Midleton point of view there as well. Maybe putting one of their better players up to lead the attack. Yeah,
and he's a big, strong lad, and he has good pace and good hurling ability, and he might be there to pose problems for that wily young campaigner that is Morris Cahill. And I suppose you need a bit of strength in attack, because the 2 Farrells, while they're very good players, they lack the physical presence that you need in attack, and maybe it's a move that will be watched with interest. So, you know, Diarmuid at the other end, then he'll have a good tussle with Peter Smith, another good campaigner. So the 2 centre forwards could be the key to the game, but again, can't stress how important it is to Midleton get a good start.
Midleton and Cloyne then just moments away on this hugely important weekend, and the evening it goes Senior Hurling Championship. Firstly though, here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh or on Vian. You might well have gathered from our effects microphone during the national anthem that there is quite a strong wind blowing here in the stadium. It will be favouring Cloyne in the first half, as they will play from left to right from opposition in the stands here, so they'll be playing towards the Blackrock goal in the first half. So it'll be interesting to see Midleton with their young team going in there to play. Just see Aidan Ryan that we were mentioning is definitely going to start on Morris Cahill at centre forward, and not surprisingly Sean Hennessy has gone into a corner forward role with, as expected, the Cockmurner Seamus O'Farrell coming out to his inter-county position at midfield, where he'll be partnering Mickey O'Connell. We'll run through the Cloyne team pretty shortly for you, because as always there's a few positional changes with them. Diarmuid O'Sullivan is definitely starting at centre forward. He'll be marked there by Peter Smith, so plenty of experience there in Peter Smith against Diarmuid O'Sullivan, who of course did big damage last season. No question about it, he was the man that did a lot of damage to Midleton earlier on in the match. David Kerwin just looking left and right, about to throw in the sliotar here. We're gone to about 25-3, about 5 minutes over time here, but away we go here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, and Donal O'Sullivan firstly trying to get on the ball. It just runs towards the opposite side of the half back line, and Liam O'Driscoll pulling on the ball down the field, the Cloyne midfielder. Down to the top, the right position, that's Colm O'Sullivan coming out there wearing 12 but playing down already. There's an off the ball incident after that ball was being delivered involving Alan Cahill and Colm O'Sullivan. Cahill, the cornerback there, involved, and it's just interesting to see. I'm just wondering, Finbar, if the Midleton players have just changed. Maybe they haven't. No, I think Carney's actually playing. I was just wondering if they swapped jerseys there. They haven't. I think that is Carney at cornerback there. Something maybe just happened when the ball had gone.
I didn't see it, John. Like everyone else, I followed the ball, and I looked back when I heard your comment, and the referee there with Kerwin, who, as everybody probably is aware by now, has been appointed to referee the All-Ireland Senior Hurling Final in 2 weeks' time, and we wish him the very best look in that. A big honour for him, and he's an experienced referee, and I'm sure he'll deal with it, and he's going to give 2 yellow cards, and that puts Carney and Colm O'Sullivan on guard straight away.
And the game will resume, possibly with a clash ball about 30 metres out from goal. Colm O'Sullivan had succeeded in sending the ball down the sideline at that stage. The referee blew the whistle, so he's going to track down now and throw the ball in. Victor Cusick involved from a Cloyne point of view, pulling on the ball in there as well is Alvin Carney. It's going to break out to Colm O'Sullivan, who's been busy and involved early on in the match. Sweeps a dangerous ball across the face of the post. Conor Cusick running straight away to try and get on the ball. Back to pick it up from Midleton is Willie O'Brien, who started the match in the first round against Killa as a corner forward. He's back now in a wing back role, all the way up to Luke O'Farrell, who went to try and contest the ball. Bringing it down there at midfield is the experienced Liam O'Driscoll, sending it back to the heart of the Cloyne forward area. Stopped in defence by the Midleton defence. They send it out the field there, and it's gone. Kieran Mulcahy sweeping out the far side of the field, and away come Midleton, far side of the field, trying to get an attack going. Inside the delivery from Aidan Ryan. Ryan with a shot from distance against the wind, but over the bar. Good bright start by Aidan Ryan at centre forward. The man who can defend with real panache and real polish, being put up into the attack now, and that's a good start for him. And Aidan Ryan sticking that one over the bar, and Midleton leading by a point to no score early on in the match. I'll run through the teams very shortly for you. The puck out by Don Logan's gone towards Diarmuid O'Sullivan country. No great surprise in that. Pulled on the ground there by Padraig O'Shea, the newcomer from Midleton. Over towards the covered stand side of the field here. Shoulder to shoulder, Sean Hennessy goes for the ball. Behind him is Liam O'Driscoll. Luke O'Farrell comes in to help. Hennessy went to pick the ball up. The linesman's flag has gone up there, and I think Diarmuid Cowan might indicate that it's going to maybe a clash ball. He's just having a quick word there. Ball has gone back in fact in favour of Cloyne, and it's going to be Liam O'Driscoll to take it just on halfway with the wind at his back. Covered stand side of the field here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh now, which is bathed in sunshine, but a blustery enough day, and only one side of the stadium open today. That's beneath us here on the covered stand. I can tell you it was quite drafty in there on this mid-August afternoon with the wind blowing in. O'Driscoll's sideline, only into the body of Mickey O'Connell, who tried to take it fast. Donal O'Sullivan challenged, and it was enough to get the ball away from the Midleton man. O'Sullivan comes in again and picked it up, and then like a hot potato it went away out of his hand, and Midleton in there just trying to get the ball back. Eventually it is cleared down the field by Declan Motherway, the centre back. His first real delivery. Back it goes to Kieran Mulcahy, who's playing way back in defence. Mulcahy, the Midleton number 14, up into the attack. A chance inside here from the far side of the field for Seamus O'Farrell. It's back in the net. It's a goal for Midleton early on in the match. A superb goal by Midleton. They moved it up the field. It's the wing forward Declan Ryan in fact who's up there. The Midleton team playing right around the place. It was Declan Ryan, the corner forward, who got the goal, wearing number 12, just trying to get the grips exactly with where Midleton are playing. Ryan definitely the goal scorer after Kieran Mulcahy did a great bit of defensive work, wearing 14, but he's way back in defence. Midleton reorganising their team, and it's working to good stead. They've just won another free for a chop from the ball being pucked out. 1-1 to no score from Midleton.
Yeah, well, what's actually happening, John? First of all, the goal was a dreadful mistake by Killian Cronin. He failed to control the ball, and it left Ryan in, and he finished well. But I think what Midleton have done, they've withdrawn Kieran Mulcahy in a defensive role, and they're playing in between the half-backs and the full-back line, obviously conscious of the need to deny Cloyne the space that they're reveling. And I also think, I'm sure Donald is in a bit of bother, because there's a Cloyne mentor standing alongside him, and he didn't look too happy there just after that goal was conceded. Obviously he's not happy. The point has been taken by Mickey O'Connell, and it's now gone over the bar. But I don't know, is Donald injured or sick or something, because he certainly doesn't look too comfortable down there.
And Mickey O'Connell did a jig of the light in the middle of the field when he landed that one over the bar. The leading score last year for Midleton when the teams met has got his first today, 1-2 to Midleton. No score for Cloyne after 4.5 minutes of play. Peter Smith underneath the dropping ball for a Midleton team that definitely have started much brighter. To the hand of Liam O'Driscoll, the Cloyne man, down to Colm O'Sullivan in the top of the right position for Cloyne. Tries to get away from his marker, swings the ball inside off his left. Again, not getting maximum length maybe out of the distance. And again, it's Kieran Mulcahy back there clearing the ball out and up over the sideline. This Midleton team, very interesting. The way they were named: Brian Bean in goal, Paul Barry, Alan Carl and Alvin Carney, and Padraig O'Shea, Peter Smith and Willie O'Brien. Sean Hennessy and Mickey O'Connell were named at midfield, but Seamus O'Fallon has gone out now to Park now. O'Connell, Angus Cotter, Aidan Ryan and Declan Ryan named in the half forward line, with Luke O'Fall, Kieran Mulcahy and O'Fall named inside, but Sean Hennessy has gone in to play in the corner. And as Finbar alluded to, certainly Kieran Mulcahy playing that back there as a sweeper behind the half back line and in front of the full back line at the moment. As Cloyne via that sideline trying to get the ball down the field. Colm O'Sullivan has seen an awful lot of the sliotar in efforts to keep the ball in play. It's gone out of the sideline, and again just a little bit of afters when that ball had gone out of play. It's going to be a free out for Midleton. I'll try and run through the Cloyne team very quickly for you, as the referee has a bit of talking to do to Colm O'Sullivan. Don Logan goal, Declan Motherway, Killian Cronin and Brian Fleming. Owen O'Sullivan, Maurice Cahill and Don O'Sullivan, the way they were named. At midfield, Liam O'Driscoll and James Nahin. In attack, Mike Norton, Diarmuid O'Sullivan, Colm O'Sullivan, Victor and Conor Cusick in the full forward line, along with John Cotter. I'll give you the respective changes in a moment, but there's a lot happening here in this match as Luke O'Fall leaps like a salmon in the air to get the ball, and then takes on the Cloyne defence, and then pushes the pass up the sideline just a couple of metres. Killian Cronin trying to get away there from the man that got the goal, Declan Ryan. Ryan sends the ball across, heading towards Angus Cotter country. Difficulty for the big wing forward to get the ball up. He manages to push it back to Mickey O'Connell. Play on, says the referee, as Midleton were looking for free. Seamus O'Fall comes in from midfield to give it back to left half back Willie O'Brien. O'Brien brings it inside from right to his favourite left side, takes a shot on the target, doesn't succeed. It's gone left and wide, as we just have a quick look and see exactly the make of this Cloyne team. Now, what have they done in reaction to what Midleton are doing? Well, Liam O'Driscoll in fact is now playing at right half back with Maurice Cahill over there, and just looking, Donald O'Sullivan is definitely at midfield, and Brian Fleming is out there at midfield as well. Fleming is the projected target for the puck out. He escapes the shackles there of Seamus O'Fall. Good play by Fleming, and then a deft pass inside into the path of John Cotter, 45 metres out from goal. Cloyne going backwards to go forwards, but they're retaining possession. It's O'Driscoll again coming in to help. The shot coming in from distance. Is this the opening score of the match from Maurice Cahill, who came up from the half back line there? It is indeed Maurice Cahill escaping up there from Aidan Ryan, and a point for Maurice Cahill, and that's 1-2 now to 1 point in favour of Midleton. So that half back line now with O'Driscoll back there and with Cahill back there as well, from right to left as we look across, and Declan Motherway over in the left corner, Killian Cronin at full back, and Owen O'Sullivan got back in his favourite cornerback position. He'll be having an interesting battle with Luke O'Fall throughout the course of the afternoon. Now see at midfield as well, those two changes as well from either side. Of course, Seamus O'Fall coming out to midfield, and also Brian Fleming, the cornerback, coming out to midfield. Midfield is where the ball lands as it came out to Maurice Cahill. Nice and simple pass, just a couple of metres. He gives it away left, and then it's sent down the line a couple of metres, and then Cloyne just losing their balance a little bit. Declan Motherway tried to put the ball down there, came away from him, and Luke O'Fall running onto it, getting away from Owen O'Sullivan over the far side of the field. Good combination play with Sean Hennessy back to O'Fall. No shots of confidence in the Midleton performance. O'Fall turning, twisting. That's a great block down, tremendous block down by Owen O'Sullivan, one of the best man markers in the game. Got the ball back, batted it down, but still O'Fall got it, then sent it inside to Aidan Ryan, who's 35 metres out from goal. He drilled it low rather than high inside. Two Cloyne men were on the way, and eventually Killian Cronin gathers possession back beside his own 13 metre line. Back he gives it to Don Logue, who does a quick sidestep of the goal scorer Declan Ryan, who steps away from trouble and sends a long relieving clearance down the field to put Cloyne on the attack. Alvin Carney back to try and cover the danger there, running across to the semicircle, shortening the grip and throwing the ball up, but only into open space and only into where there's a Cloyne man. All alone there is Liam O'Driscoll at right half back. He returns it with interest, very long, very high, very direct, and and very good from a Cloyne point of view. Great long distance point by Liam O'Driscoll. Two of the defenders have coming up now, and it's 1-2 to Midleton and 2 points to Cloyne here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh after almost 9 minutes of play.
Yeah, Cloyne have taken a bit of a while to adjust to the start that Midleton got. We said Midleton need a good start, and by God did they get it. But what has happened now, John, is Cloyne have figured out exactly what Midleton are doing. They've left Brian Fleming here, or sorry, the right corner back here. Declan Motherway now is the loose man, and Midleton are kind of hitting the ball into him. So that we have 2 loose men, Declan Motherway here and Kieran Mulcahy at the far end of the field for Midleton. But certainly Midleton have got a good start, and they'll need every bit, and they are playing against a strong wind, so they'll be delighted with it.
Big hand and a good hand of Aidan Ryan. Grabbed the ball from his goalkeeper's puck out, patched this out towards Sean Hennessy. Hennessy running in from the 20-metre line to the 13-metre line, still running through. Another chance for Midleton. Shot coming in there from Declan Ryan. Good defence by Cloyne there as Midleton tried to fire a second goal towards Donlow Cusack there. Cluster of bodies on the edge of the square. Enough of Cloyne bodies back to clear the ball out the field. Again a little bit of afters when the ball was cleared. And again the referee right on the spot is sounding the whistle, and he's going to have a word with 1 or 2 people involved in that there. This is between the 13 and the 20-metre line as Cloyne defend and Midleton attack. The City goal here in the first half. Coming up to the end of the 9th minute, if you've just joined us late, Declan Ryan's goal, the crucial score so far. Midleton leading Cloyne by 1-2 to 2 points here. Interesting, I suppose, just reflecting on those tactics again from there. No doubt about it, Kieran Mulcahy, who we saw here as a youngster in the championship, in fact last season, if memory serves me right, even the season before for Midleton in the championship as a sub, he's definitely playing what is technically a sweeper role, isn't he? He's standing behind Diarmuid O'Sullivan and Peter Smith, and in front of the Midleton full back and the Cloyne full forward.
Yeah, and the Cloyne full forward now is Mike Naughton, I think, wearing number 10. He's doing that, John, and obviously they were conscious and they've done their homework. They realised that they just cannot concede goals. And to be fair to Mulcahy, the first few balls that came in, plucked them out of the sky and delivered good solid clearances out of the defence. So far the tactic is working, but it'll be interesting to see how the game evolves in the next 20 minutes.
Game is in motion again as Cloyne are Midleton are attacking, Cloyne are defending again. Liam O'Driscoll doing a lot of hard work back in defence there and getting the ball back to Donlow Cusack and stopping this latest attack by Midleton. Down the throat of the defence, Diarmuid O'Sullivan still ready to get clean possession against Peter Smith. It's done around his country law. This time he just kicks the ball forward. Again Midleton at home in defence, and nice solid defensive play by Paul Barry out the field. Cloyne reacting there, first at midfield, swept down the line by James 9 over the sideline down. That's the sideline to Midleton around Paul Barry country in the right corner back position. Barry and Padraig O'Shea forming that side of the Midleton defence. Padraig O'Shea, who is the nephew of Sean O'Brien, of course, who occupied the centre back role for Midleton for many years, a former team manager as well, and this is almost the second generation of that family coming on stream now with Midleton. Paul Barry, a great stalwart of Midleton in the last few years, takes the sideline, sweeps it from behind the 20-metre line but out over the sideline 45 metres up on the river side of the stadium in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, and that's a sideline for Cloyne, who will be happy enough just to deaden the game a little bit, because the enthusiasm that Midleton showed in the opening stages of the match certainly swept them into an advantage early on, albeit a 3 or 4 points advantage. It's leading now 1-2 to 2 points, leading at 3, but Cloyne will be happy enough maybe just to bed into the contest as they watch this sideline swept over there towards the right hand side of the field. Cloyne on the attack again. Underneath the ball is Colm O'Sullivan working very hard to win it and scores. A good point by Colm O'Sullivan, who can play in defence or attack. He was leader of the attack a couple of seasons ago. Now he's up in the corner forward role, and he did well to get up and get his hand there and win the ball and fire it over the bar. That's another point, and this narrows the gap now from a Cloyne point of view. A third one for them, 2 from the defenders and 1 from a former defender, Colm O'Sullivan. Is 1-2 to 3 points here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, as we played 12.5 minutes in this opening match in the double bill, a repeat of last year's quarter-final, and of course a repeat of the match in Killigan when we had loads of late goals for Cloyne a couple of years ago. Aidan Ryan plucking the ball, sending it inside towards the full forward line. Cloyne just getting the grips a little bit in defence. Declan Motherway nice and calm, gathering the ball, but his delivery was a bit into space there, and Midleton gathered up again, and they send the ball quickly inside with Seamus O'Farrell. Again it's gone to Killian Crone at full back. Out nice and simple to Morris Cahill, stepping around Declan Ryan with ease and trying to pick out the pass. Didn't succeed in doing that. Willie O'Brien saw that coming a long time, behind his own 65 up to the 65. Again nice and measured up to Mickey O'Connell, right hand side of the half forward line. Nice footwork to get inside his marker, to look at the goalpost, to send the ball sailing in and over the bar from Mickey O'Connell. That's a fine score by the Midleton number 9. So much depends on them, but that was nice methodical play by Midleton. Willie O'Brien getting the ball, looked to pick out the player, and a lovely sidestep by O'Connell, who did the rest with a super point. 1-3 to 3 points.
Yeah, poor clearance out of Morris Cahill though, John. He had time and space to deliver, and he hit it aimlessly out to the wing, and neither John Cotter or Victor Cusack were expecting it, and it was easily cleared, and a good score. Lovely point by Mickey O'Connell.
Players playing all around the place in the Midleton defence and the Cloyne attack at the moment. It's Alvin Carney who sends it out towards the right hand side. Sean Hennessy chasing out there. Declan Ryan behind him. From a Cloyne point of view, James Nine is there as well, trying to get possession. Does well to win possession. Looks away infield to Donal O'Sullivan, who's standing there on his own 65 and then drives the ball inside to the older brother Colum. It's gone beyond him and behind. I just have my doubts, Finbar, in terms of 3 and 4 on the Midleton defence. We might need to check that. To me, Alvin Carney, is that Alvin Carney wearing a black helmet, wearing number 4? Is he actually at full back? That's a big question for you now, but we need to check that maybe.
Well, it is a big question, John, and you're from East Cork. I'm from the city. I wouldn't know anything about these fellas down in I honestly don't know, but we just have to assume that they're wearing the right numbers. But maybe Dick will check it out for us there.
Yeah, I have my doubts that there's maybe a change there, but we'll check that out in a moment and just see. We'll stay with it at the moment. 1-3 to 3 points. It's Cloyne on the attack again. Colm O'Sullivan looking for that ball. He's been very much involved early on in the match, but it's Kieran Mulcahy, the free man, who's back now 14, where number 4 will be at cornerback, gathering the ball, sending up the left hand side of the field. Out of the fence comes Killian Cronin. Just flicks the ball a couple of metres out the line to Owen O'Sullivan there. Ball's gone out over the sideline. Good pressure by Midleton there. Good work by them there, making it difficult. The referee has awarded a free though to Cloyne down the line because of a little bit of an indiscretion and maybe a little bit of back chat by Midleton there. And Diarmuid O'Sullivan is going to come back to his own 65-metre line to take this one. Long striking Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Paddy O'Sullivan down there as well. Remember Paddy, of course, the real jewel in the Cloyne crown in the last few years. Unfortunately, he's just been confined to the job of bottle carrier today because of that dreadful bit of misfortune he had during the year and having undergone the cruciate ligament operation. I know he'd love to be out there, but he's on the pitch at least as the official maybe water carrier from a Cloyne point of view. Stoppage in play. We've an injury to a Midleton player, but we will resume with a free to Cloyne in a few moments' time. In the 65-metre line, 4 or 5 metres in from their own line, in front of the gaze of team manager Sean Motherway and selector Kevin Lawton. Just in front of them, Terence McCarthy, the manager of Midleton, paces down the line again. I'm sure he'll be quite satisfied as the physio Matt McSweeney does the running replayers on the injured Midleton player Declan Ryan. This is Diarmuid O'Sullivan midway through the first half. Midleton leading Cloyne 1-3 to 3 points at the moment. O'Sullivan 7, 8, 9 metres in from the covered stand here, bending down low, driving the ball down with a lot of intent. He's got plenty of distance, not the direction though. It's gone right and wide, and it's going to be a puck out again to the Midleton cool baller Brian Bean, who's regained the number 1 jersey this season. John Manley, of course, used to guard the goal. The former forward didn't used to be a goalkeeper, but Bean, who had a spell in goal for Midleton before Manley took over, is back in command of the goalkeeping position again, and looking upfield with that free man Kieran Mulcahy standing all alone, and with Declan Motherway and that similar sweeping role for Cloyne behind where the ball is now landing. It was batted down there by Aidan Ryan in the centre of the half back line. Cloyne react faster. Brian Fleming playing at midfield, try to take on the Midleton man. Seamus O'Farrell, the Cockman, are battling well for it there, getting the ball inside. Killian Cronin races out from full back, has one look away to his right, gives it to Donal O'Sullivan right hand side of the half back line, just treads the pass down the line to Colm O'Sullivan. Challenge from behind, the ball breaks away from him. Mickey O'Connell saw the ball just divert a couple of metres to Padraig O'Shea. O'Shea tries to clear it under by the pressure as he did, and the ball's gone out over the sideline, and that's going to be a Cloyne ball on halfway here.
Yeah, John, you were right by. Fair play to you. The old East Cork knowledge comes in. Cahill is wearing 4 and Carney is wearing 3.
Okay, thought that. Okay, we'll solve that at least, because both of them were involved earlier in the match. Well done, Phil, on the research. Well done. 1-3 to 3 points. That's the way it stands at the moment. It's going to be a Cloyne ball when the game will resume after 17 minutes of play. Low scoring encounter compared to what we saw 12 months ago. Cloyne 3 points on the board at this stage. Last year they were rattling in the goals. Every year though is different. Every match is different. Donal O'Sullivan to take it. Dermot Kevin wants to make sure that the players are the necessary distance back from the sideline taker. This is O'Sullivan, a fine exponent of the sideline cut as he strikes the ball, heading definitely now in Alvin Carney direction. We can say that with more confidence than we did earlier in the match. I haven't checked it out. It breaks to Colm O'Sullivan, going for a second score, sweeping and swooping and scoring. It's a good point by Colm O'Sullivan. He started brightly, and so far, Fenbar, you'd have to say he's Cloyne's best forward.
Yeah, he's been involved in more ways than one. He's picked up a yellow card, and the ref has spoken to him another time, but he's got 2 very good points, and he had half inclined to go for the goal there, John, but he was moving away from the goal. He struck it powerfully enough, but it was a nice point, and one that Cloyne need. I mean, they've only got 4 points. We're heading for what's gone 18 minutes gone. They're playing with a strong wind. Midleton will be very happy the way this game is going, but Cloyne certainly need to get more, particularly out of Diarmuid O'Sullivan.
1-3 to 4 as again Cloyne tried to pick out Colm O'Sullivan as the ball went down. It's Alan Cahill who reacts as he tried to clear the ball out the field, claiming he got a bit of a challenge there on Dermot Cowan again coming over, and this time this is Colm O'Sullivan again, who, as Fender was saying, has been so involved in the match. That's another yellow, and that will be a dismissal Colm O'Sullivan looks like taking an early walk from the pitch here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. He's been really involved in the match, and from a Cloyne point of view, they've been intent in picking him out because he really has been the man on form. But unfortunately, Fenmar, that's a bad blow for Cloyne. Colm O'Sullivan, there may be more in this transaction yet, because maybe the referee is going to talk again to somebody else there. But O'Sullivan off, and that is a big blow to Cloyne, down to 14 men.
Yeah, but it's very silly out from John. He picked up a yellow card after about 4 minutes play. A couple of minutes later then he was involved in something else and the referee had to speak to him, and you know, having got a yellow card, you think the guy would cool it down. Now his club are in a vital championship match, have to play nearly 40 minutes without a key player, and one of their best players. You couldn't have sympathy for him, and the referee got it spot on.
Mickey O'Connell takes the free very deliberately to Aidan Ryan, who came out, grabbed the ball, struck it and scored. Great few minutes from Midleton. Very deliberate there by Mickey O'Connell. Saw Aidan Ryan coming short. He ran away from Morris Cahill and he struck it over the bar. A sweet point by Aidan Ryan. Midleton in the position that they want to be, leading early on, having settled into the match, leading by 1-4 to 4 points. But so much experience and so much quality in this Cloyne team, and so much time left in the match, even with 14 men. Loads of time for Cloyne to come back really and show their quality in this match. They are not really going well though with the wind that they're back. Maybe they may play better against the wind. It remains to be seen. This puck out from Dunlogue eventually has found its way out over the sideline. It's a Midleton ball on their own 65-metre line, and it will be Mickey O'Connell to take it. Coming into this match, 10-1 the draw, 5-2 Midleton, and 6-1 on Cloyne to win it. Maybe a few bookmakers just itching at the moment at this stage, but of course Cloyne with this great quality, this great ability to score goals. It's interesting though, Mike Norton is playing where we rarely have seen him before, on the edge of the square for Cloyne. Conor Cusick is out in the top of the left position. Victor Cusick is way out at wing forward. The sideline is taken, a bit congested, far side of the field. Willie O'Brien pulls on the ball, it's gone away from him. Victor Cusick is back there, gives it back a couple of metres, treading it back to Donald O'Sullivan. All very tight there, but Cloyne do get it out to Brian Fleming now on midfield. The number 4 single ball inside between Carney and Mike Norton inside. Good goalkeeping by Brian Bean, nice and steady out the field to young Patrick O'Shea, who's nice and composed in his championship debut. Down the throat of the defence again. Killian Cronin comes out to grab it on his knees, looks to his right, passes it right to Declan Motherway, stepping into 2 Midleton players. They're working hard. He still did well to release the ball though. Got it away to Liam O'Driscoll, right hand side of the half back line. 3 Midleton players around them now. That's real work by Midleton. 3 Midleton players against 2 Cloyne players, and eventually as Killian Cronin got the ball, the referee said there was a high challenge at the full back and there's going to be a free out. A bit scrappy here now. I see Kevin Lawton come in, just stepping in a little bit there to try and calm things, and Donald Cusick telling everybody, get out the way, I'm taking this free. And remember when Cloyne were in trouble against Douglas and Dungowan in the first round of the championship, Donald Cusick making a couple of brilliant saves and scoring no less than 7 points. Now is the moment for Dunlogue maybe to take control of this match again. He's certainly going to take control of these frees.
Yeah, he is, and first of all Cloyne got himself into that bit of bother, and Mickey O'Connell is in trouble here now. The referee is speaking to him, and he's twice now he's after getting involved when he shouldn't have, and Mickey O'Connell could very well see a red card here because the referee is losing pace. Now the referee is doing quite a good job, but initially Killian Cronin and I think it was Declan Motherway, between them they had about 3 hand passes, whereas one good clearance would have got the ball down the field, and they got eventually into bother. Now Cronin was fouled after he was tripped and the referee made the right call, but Mickey O'Connell, a bit like Colm O'Sullivan, want to be very, very careful. He's now on a yellow card, and the next time he steps out of line he'll join Colm in the subs on the bench.
A lot to report in this match. Not a lot of activity on the score sheet though. 1-4 to 4 points managed to come, leading Cloyne here in the opening stages of this match, and Donald Cusick to take this free between the 45 and the 65, about 7 or 8 metres in from the stand here. And again the referee is now heading over towards Aidan Ryan. He's earning his call in the opening stages of this match. It's a bit scrappy and a bit sloppy early on in this match here. There's various things happening and various incidents. Maybe there's another yellow card there. We'll certainly be running out of ink with those yellow cards. The way this match is progressing, still the scoreboard as it was, 1-4 to 4 points, 22, almost 23 minutes gone in the first half. Now Dunlogue with a big boss on the Hully, landing the free, down the throat of the Midleton defence, into the hand of the Midleton defender, well cleared out the field by Patrick O'Shea, out to the right hand side of midfield. Breaking ball will be interesting. Morris Cahill comes in, takes control of this situation. He got a point already, he's stepping into the attack, striking off his right, away from Willie Bryan, down into the goalkeeper's hand. Out comes Brian Bean, stepping away from trouble, trying to seek out a man in a black and white jersey out the field. Aidan Ryan goes up. Oh, that's great play by Aidan Ryan, running away from trouble, looking at the post, trying to put back-to-back points together. Magnificent stuff by Aidan Ryan. That is a superb player. That is a superb point, and if Morris Cahill can sneak away from Ryan to get a score at one end, Aidan Ryan showing his ability with a great hand to get up, get the ball and strike it over the bar. Diarmuid O'Sullivan running off his mark of Peter Smith to try and get Donog's puck out. It will be on to Holly. It's hauled up the field by Cian Mulcahy out over the sideline. Damage limitation. Sideline to Cloyne on halfway. 23-24 minutes gone. First half, Páirc Uí Chaoimh of this double bill. 1-5 to Monaghan. 4 points to Clonua in an interesting contest here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, a contest that many people saw we might see a lot of goals and high scores, and we are not seeing them at the moment. Certainly, remember, if you join us late, Colm O'Sullivan dismissed for a second booking for Cloyne. O'Sullivan has scored 2 points and was coming up as their best forward in the early stages of this match. Now responsibility on the likes of Conor Cusack, who goes for the ball down there, got behind towards Alan Cal with Peter Smith in front of him. Cusack making his weight and straight count there, trying to free the ball up to Victor Cusack, running across the full forward line, didn't succeed in getting the ball. It's going to break out to Mike Norton. Back it comes again here to Donald O'Sullivan. Chance for a score. Cloyne being battled up by Midleton, who working very hard. Brian Fleming back inside to Victor Cusack, surrounded by 3 or 4 players. Can he get away from him? No is the answer. Alvin Carney picks up the ball behind the 13-metre line, shortening the grip, sending it out the field, only to the hand of John Cotter. Some of the Midleton clearances haven't been great. Cloyne going backwards though, quite happy to go back to retain possession to Morris Carl. Oh, great hook coming in by Luke O'Fall, who ran 12 or 13 metres to hook Morris Carl to win the ball, to haul it into the attack. Killian Cronin and Declan Motherway together. One man leaves it for the other. Motherway to Cronin, they left it to one another, and it was cleared well. Good play by the Cloyne defence. Liam O'Driscoll looking for his second point down the throat, but over the end line and wide, and it remains at 1-5 to 4 points. Cloyne with the win in the first half. Only 5 minutes to use it, but with only 14 men, remember. Luke O'Fall's goal 5 minutes from the end of a tight encounter in Cloyne in the opening round of the championship against Killa, the decisive score which saw Midleton advance. It was tight as well in Dungorney, with those points by Donald Cusack helping Cloyne advance against Douglas in the first round of the championship. So both of them were made battling their respective first round matches. Both of them battling here this afternoon together. Brian Bean's puck out is gone towards the sideline, over the sideline. Both teams with a bit of justification claiming it, but it's going to be a Midleton ball, and Aidan Ryan will probably leave it to Mickey O'Connell to take it there. Angus Cotter has changed the colour of the helmet from black to green for the closing stages of this half. Watching Mickey O'Connell here, 55 metres out from goal here. Midleton will be happy with the way things are developing. Finbar, last few minutes of the first half, important for both teams now.
They'll be very happy, John, in the defence. I know Cloyne are down a man, but they were all over them there. 3 or 4 fellas around each time Cloyne got possession, and they just denied him the space to even have a shot for the point. I know Midleton were looking, or Cloyne were looking for the goal, but it never looked on, and they didn't even give him an opportunity to pop it over the bar. So they're 4 points up. We have 27 minutes gone. They will be a bit of time, but they're playing against the wind. They'll be delighted with their performance.
Cloyne have won a free out. Donald Cusack sends it very long down the throat of the defence, almost scraped aside to Conor Cusack. Cusack with a chance, a touch there by the goalkeeper, came back to John Cotter, still not cleared. Victor Cusack, Conor Cusack in there as well. The Midleton defence scrabbling maybe a little bit for the first time in the match, but Paul Barry comes to their aid and sends the ball out over the sideline and concedes the sideline. But that's the first real sight of goal that Conor Cusack has. So prolific, of course, the real ace goal scorer in the Cork County Championship in recent seasons. Hasn't got a lot of quality ball in there so far in the match today. That was the first real opportunity he had, and just a simple touch by the goalkeeper Brian Bean diverted it away, but Midleton with defending to do because of that Cloyne sideline coming in, being drilled across towards the goal area. It doesn't go very far though. Back in defence, Mickey O'Connell clears it from Midleton up to Aidan Ryan. Just as Aidan Ryan was about to pick it up, the Cloyne man stepped in, won the ball back. It's James 9 will go for the score, and 9 lands a point for Cloyne, a vital one for the former man from Bandon from West Cork. Strikes it over the bar. Now very much domiciled in East Cork, and he now is having a bit of a battle with Declan Ryan, far side of the field, and Declan Ryan is on the ground. James 9 and Declan Ryan together, they are not very happy with one another, and one more time Diarmuid Kevin will be called in, and I wouldn't be surprised if both players receive a little bit of a ticking there. The referee is indicating a temporary substitute somewhere along the line there to be made. The game, we've seen a lot of starts and a lot of stoppages in it. There's no question it has started in a few false dawns when we thought we were getting a bit of flow to the match. It has stopped in again on a few occasions. Midleton are going to bring in number 23 Liam Welch into the action just as a temporary sub for the moment. There's a bit of running repairs to be done for one of the Midleton lads. I think it's maybe Kieran Mackay is coming off this near side to get the damage limitation done. Liam Welch is on, and Liam Welch himself is a very good scorer, a very good free taker in fact for Midleton, a player of immense talent, and he's onto the field now for the moment. Martin McSweeney just will look after those running repairs. 1-5 to 5 points. That's the way it's standing at the moment. It's Declan Ryan in fact who's come off there, and Liam Welch has gone on, and the referee has administered a yellow card there to Luke O'Farrell, the corner forward, and the substitute just confirming that at the moment is a temporary substitute. 12 Declan Ryan off, and 23 as we said is Liam Welch on. Where's the sliotar in the hand of the goalkeeper Brian Bean at the Blackrock goal. Behind him the score would reach 1-5 to 5 points. There goes the sliotar heading into midfield. Cloyne haven't played the potential in the first half. Can they finish with a vital score? Liam O'Driscoll close to the sideline under pressure to hold on to the ball. Back to Killian Crone. There's 3 black and white jerseys around him. He needs help. It's in there from Victor Cusack. Again the whistle is sounded, and the referee is going to come in, and it will be a clash ball outside the 45 as Midleton attack late on in this first half. We're into the final minute of the first half, but there will be stoppage time as the 66-1 outsiders in this championship at the start of the season. Midleton lead Cloyne the 4-1 shots by 1-5 to 5 points at the moment. A bit congested around the middle of the field. Mickey O'Connell draws a bit of order to it. That's a great block down by the Cloyne man there, who just stepped in the body of the shot as it came on. Good work by Brian Fleming there. Sean Hennessy gathers the loose ball though across the half back line, picked up by John Cotter. Cotter has 2 Midleton men chasing behind him. He decides to get rid of it before Willie O'Brien could get there. Inside to David O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan will try and hit towards goal outside the 20-metre line, held up on his tracks. There's going to be a free into Cloyne. Big moment in the match now. Cloyne a goal behind, 14 men on the field. Colm O'Sullivan off with a chance for them before half time to go for glory, to go for goal, and who better than Dermot to try and turn the face of this match as the teams turn toward the dressing room in a completely different complexion. Overrunning to him is Mike Norton. If Norton stands over, they're going to be happy to take their point. If O'Sullivan stands over, they're going to go for goal. It looks like goal is on the mind of the Cloyne men. The selectors down there, Donald Cusack of course on the pitch with Sean Motherway, Paul Carl and Kevin Lawton there. I see Valerie Nine as well in the backroom team, all standing there, and Therese Carl the physio as well, anxiously watching Dermot O'Sullivan ready to take this 20-metre free from just in front of the uprights. There's plenty of bodies on the line, but can they stand up to an O'Sullivan blockbuster? Here we go, and stoppage in the first half. He sends it high, but he sends it high and over rather than high to the roof of the net. That's the famous crossbar, remember Blackrock, and that famous semi-final going back a few years now. This time point for Cloyne, 1-5 to 6 points. 31 minutes gone first half, so we played a minute of the allotted stoppage time. Midleton just want to resume their team again and go back to normality in terms of bringing Liam Welch off and bringing Declan Ryan onto the field. And the puck out is going to be taken again by the goalkeeper Brian Behan. Bean, just wondering as I look around the field, a couple more of these Midleton guys, one or two of them might not even be wearing the right jerseys. We already had a query earlier, but I'm getting a query about one or two others to look at them closely as well from distance, but that's for half time as John Cotter sends the ball down to Conor Cusack. Cusack 35-40 metres out from goal, almost on his knees there, was on his knees. Paul Barry behind him, Willie O'Brien now gathering possession, pokes the ball back a couple of metres, well sent up the field by Padraig O'Shea. It's a good young hurler into the attack. Breaking ball will be interesting. Midleton try to get it there. Killian Cronin trying to get the sliotar. 3-4 Midleton players around them. That has been synonymous with what we've seen in the first half. Morris Cal down a couple of metres to James 9. 9 frees up John Cotter. Cotter back on his own half back line, wearing 15, back at left half back, down to Dermot who's inside now at full forward with 2 Midleton men out of Sodman. The ball goes behind to the goalkeeper Brian Bean, sends it back up the field. 50 metres out from goal it lands. Willie O'Brien turns right, then left, then strikes it. Only about 20 metres, ball on the ground. Referee has blown the whistle. It's going to be a free against them. Midleton, I will imagine, possibly he's going to have a ward there. And with Declan Ryan, it's going to be free to Cloyne. Late on in this match here, from halfway, will Dunlogue step out? Certainly they are looking back anxiously. James 9 is looking back there. Dunlogue isn't charging out, he's barely limbering out, barely jogging out, and maybe Finbar, that just poses the question now. He says go on, take the free altogether. He definitely has a say as to what's happening, but he's not taking it. He's going to leave it to James 9. We're concerned there on maybe just for Dunlop's fitness maybe just at the start of the match. We thought possibly Finbar, you just doubts that he might have been carrying an injury.
Just felt by his reaction there after the Midleton goal, he had no chance with the goal, but one of the Cloyne mentors came into him and he seemed to be in a bit of bother, but he settled down and he's done what he has to do. I think it's the free has been taken by James Nyan and that's gone to the left and wide. That's Cloyne's fourth wide. Interestingly, John, Midleton brought on Liam Walsh as a blood sub, and the first thing he done, he got himself booked. So if he happens to come on in the match now, he's on a yellow card. Cloyne have a player sent off and Midleton have 5 yellow cards got.
And my apologies to Luke O'Fall, because it was Liam Welch, not Luke O'Fall, that got the booking, so we'll take it back, Luke. Okay, you're the man for the goals, aren't you? Okay, 1-5-6, that's the way it stands at the moment. Ball's gone up the field towards the left half back of Cloyne. Donal Sullivan who picks it up again. Cloyne go back towards Killian Cronin. That's faster, that's snappier, fast delivery down the field this time. Nice and simple, batted down in the middle of the defence to Padraig O'Shea. David O'Sullivan though picks up the pieces there, 50 metres out from goal, pivots around on the right, it looks the wrong side of the upright. It is, it's another wide for Cloyne, and it remains 2 points between them. 5 wides for Cloyne in the first half, and 1-5 to 6 points at the moment. As Moniston are con, well, they'll go to the dressing room leading by 2 points with a man up as well, and with the win that they're back in the second half. I am sure Terence McCarthy, Paul Griffin and Joe Powell would have settled for that, and they're going to the dressing room. Midleton on the attack again. Angus Cotter sends the ball towards the right hand side of the field. Opportunity coming in there from Declan Ryan. They're just dropping ball inside there. Dunlo came out. Nice steady hand. How often has he done that? Safe hand. The last puck of the first half from the goalkeeper Dunlo Cusick down the field. The cheers of the Midleton fans will be the loudest at half time. They lead 1-5 to 6 points. A lot of hurling left. Cloyne, certainly Finbar, yet to fire on anything like their true potential.
Well, they haven't, John, but I think that's principally down to the tactics that Midleton have employed and the way Midleton have played. And they'll be delighted with the opening half. They got it spot on. We said before the game that they'd need a good start, and the one thing they would have to do would be to... Yeah, so there's a few changes there, John. The announcement is... Yeah, number 4. And, you know, that's pretty poor now. Yeah.
Yes, indeed, that's just confirming what that's what we had early on in the game as such. And that was my doubt as well, Finbar. The goal scorer, the more the match went on and the more I looked at Declan Ryan, it didn't appear like Declan Ryan at all, and it wasn't. And the guy Kieran Mulcahy, who we're giving the credit to, is actually Declan Ryan. Now that is poor, that is definitely poor. 2 changes which shouldn't have been. The more I looked at that, the number 12 didn't look like Declan Ryan. The more the match went on, the more I started to doubt him. So in fact, Kieran Mulcahy is the guy who's wearing number 12 who got the goal, and the guy who's been doing the extra work back in the fence is Declan Ryan.
Yeah, and I think but the way Midleton are playing, they're playing something the way Tyrone defended there against Kerry in all those years. The minute the Midleton or the Cloyne lad gets possession, they swarm around them and try to deny them the space, and so far it's worked. And of course, the fact that they have the extra man will be a factor. Midleton are now playing with the aid of a strong breeze, but sometimes that doesn't help you, because the way Cloyne play the game, they play it short and they don't go for long deliveries. It might suit them better, but it's an interesting 30 minutes ahead. And as I said before we went to the break, Cloyne have been in some tough battles over the years. They've won some, they've lost some. If they come out of this, they'll certainly be a far better team for it.
Let's see what develops in 30 minutes to decide Cloyne or Midleton for the last stage of the championship. No changes, those shots are passed. It seems everybody is given the same shot, so Declan Ryan is in the sweeping role, not Kieran Mulcahy as we thought earlier on, and it looks like tactics are the same. Peter Smith is marking Diarmuid O'Sullivan at the start, and Midleton for the start of the second half. Just wondering again, have they switched their team slightly around the place? The wing backs are certainly the same. On the right hand side of the half forward line now is Seamus O'Farrell. Kieran Mulcahy looks to be starting at midfield. We'll go to football. Mallow leading by 2 points to 1 against Nemo Rangers after 20 minutes of that Premier Intermediate Football Championship semi-final. We're waiting for something here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. Diarmuid Cowan was out and he's just about to restart again. The rain clouds are gathering here, I can tell you. It's getting darker and duller. The wind is freshening. It's at the back of Midleton in the second half, and the game is in motion, and they're on the attack. And back covering in the Cloyne defence straight away is Liam O'Driscoll. Sends the ball over to the right hand side of the fence there. That's guarded from Midleton point of view by Padraig O'Shea. Victor Cusack accelerating up the wing there, getting inside a couple of Midleton players. Now from the 13 metre line, shot was half blocked down, so he races to try and keep it in play. It goes towards the end line. It's gone behind. It's a 65 to Cloyne, and that's the cue for Diarmuid O'Sullivan to run out to the 65 metre line and take this one. Lots of games have been played, of course, by Midleton since they last played against Killa in the championship. In fact, they've played up to 20 games under the stewardship of Terence McCarthy in terms of league matches and challenge matches and fixtures. Cloyne themselves, of course, have been busy as well in the league, but they have been without their Cork contingent. They only rejoined forces with them last week. Both teams have had a mixed bag of results really in the league. Cloyne in the league are in 5th place overall with 8 wins and 4 defeats and no draw. Midleton a bit further down the table, having lost more than they've won in the current campaign, but no match is bigger than this one. This is the key. They're defending. David O'Sullivan's 65, only about 6 metres in from the sideline. Oh, dropping ball inside towards the goalkeeper. Went off his hand first time. He did recover. There was his cornerback Paul Barry on the end line to sweep the ball out for a sideline. O'Sullivan drove that ball in low and hard against the wind. The goalkeeper's hand the first time, didn't hold it the second time. Paul Barry was there to lend assistance. But there's a sideline for Cloyne and John Cotter in the top of the left position to take it. Only 13 metres out from the city goal here against the wind. Cloyne are playing 2 points behind, 5 to 6 points early period of the second half. Cotter sweeps that sideline. Peter Smith and David O'Sullivan, both hurleys went up. Brian Fleming tried to pull net from Cloyne. He's the cornerback, but he's playing well. He's playing in midfield. It's kicked out the field now, out of the fence by Midleton towards Aidan Ryan. Ryan keeps the flow of the traffic moving down the field. Back there for Cloyne is Liam O'Driscoll again. One look away to his right is picked up by Owen O'Sullivan. Intelligent ball up the line towards his brother Donal, and then off his left from 50 metres out he'll go for the score. It'll be a fantastic point. It is from Donal O'Sullivan. Really good score, really intelligent pass as well by Owen O'Sullivan, and against the wind that was well struck. One of the best of the day for Cloyne, and the first one from Donal O'Sullivan as the mist sweeps in across the stadium here, and the sunshine that was evident earlier on in the afternoon has been swept away now by this mist, and there's certainly as a blustery wind in the back now of the goalkeeper Brian Bean, who will start for the second half with his first long puck out. Whipped on in the air by Aidan Ryan. Inside it goes the Cloyne back line. One of them came to meet the other. Declan Motherway to Killian Cronin. There was almost a moment of concern, but they managed to mop up in the fence and clear their lines, and they've managed to poke the ball out this near side of the field, and eventually the clearance is completed up the field by James 9. Paul Barry reacts in the middle to the defence, runs away from Conor Cusack, has ran down to within 65 metres of goal, tried to touch the pass inside to Luke O'Fall. It's gone back into the hand of Morris Carl, and back he gives it again to Declan Motherway, and he tries to just shuffle his way away from a couple of players. Did well in a tight space. Again Cloyne implementing a lot of shorthand passing, a lot of triangular passes before Killian Cronin eventually gets a bit of daylight, and he uses the hand again, and as he dispatched the pass to Donal O'Sullivan, he was fouled, and there's a free from halfway which David O'Sullivan will take. Early period of the second half. Remember Midleton getting that tonic start in that first half. That goal by Kieran Mulcahy, a couple of great points as well by Aidan Ryan. Now they still lead by a point, 5 to 7 points against 14 men of Cloyne, and David O'Sullivan and try and land his first point of the second half again into the teeth of that wind as he looks towards the city goal. He's just nearer halfway than the 65, a bit left of centre. The wild stance of the Cork number 3 and the Cloyne number 11. The rock from Cloyne sends the ball soaring in just over the crossbar. An excellent point. Didn't give it too much air, but gave it enough. 2 very good points by Cloyne, Finbar.
Yeah, and just before the first point there that he got, Dermot Sullivan's 65 was a great effort. If it was taken over on the far side, nearly on the sideline, and it was spot on and could very well have ended up in the goal. Low trajectory, get it in, not allowing, making sure that the wind doesn't detract it.
Brian Bean, well, he can allow to give it plenty of air because he's driving it with the wind at his back down towards the left hand side of the Midleton attack as they go towards the Blackrock goal. Morris Carl benefits from nice work there by Owen O'Sullivan in the fence, and Cloyne on the attack again towards midfield. There's Victor Cusack over there challenging for the ball, beaten though by the ever alert Padraig O'Shea. Down the throat of the defence, Killian Cronin working hard there to kick the ball towards Morris Carl. Here's Carl now standing up to the challenge, which is coming in from Seamus O'Fall. Into midfield it goes to John Cotter. Cloyne holding better in the second half. Best moments of the match for them so far. Inside to Conor Cusack, to Victor Cusack. Here's Victor Cusack trying to go around Alvin Carney. Turns inside in his left. The finish wasn't good though, but good approach play by Cloyne from right corner back all the way to right corner forward. From their point of view, what a pity they couldn't finish with a score. They didn't, and it remains just a single lead, or just we're all square in fact, and we're at 1-5 to 8 points. So we're all square here at this stage in the early moments of the second half here in Páirc Creve. A lot of hurling left in this match, a lot of hurling to be played in this game as the ball is sent down the field towards the Midleton attack there. And there's John Cotter back, scourging, working hard in defence, managing to flick the ball to James 9. Cotter will get it back again. Oh, good first time strike. Up it goes inside towards the corner forward position there, picked up by Mike Norton in the unusual role inside the full forward, back to Damon O'Sullivan. Great block down by Alvin Carney. It's a great defensive skill there. It'll break back out to Cotter again. 3-4 Midleton judges around them. They're working hard. At times it looks as if they have more than one man extra. Back out the field towards Victor Cusack. Cusack will go for the score, striking the ball at height but left and wide of the post. Another wide for Cloyne. A couple of back-to-back wides there by the Cloyne forward line early in the second half. 6.5 minutes, 6 minutes gone here, second half. Coxport Saturday live from Páirc Creve. Later on Newtown challenge them against Piarsaigh at 4, and later again live on a Saturday evening sports special, St Finbar's against Ballinhassig from Páirc Rin. And of course all the other matches, all the scores, all the updates, all the reaction as it happens throughout the course of this marathon sporting day here on 103 FM. You have all the hurling championship action live as it happens. Mickey O'Connell is the recipient of the puck out. He to borrow low for that from Brian Bean. He's striking, looking for his first score of the second half, but he misses the target. Ball got away right and wide, and a puck out again for Dunlogue. Interesting to see now where Dunlogue will land this one against the wind. Again, he'll probably go for that low trajectory rather than driving it high and losing the flight of the ball. Will he try and pick out a hand or a pass? It's difficult enough to find the free Cloyne man out there now. He just throws it way down the middle. 50-50. Go for it and win it if you can, lads. That's the order of the day. Mickey O'Connell leaves the ball, go away to Angus Cotter. Cotter sends it low inside to Luke O'Fall, who killed the ball well first time at his feet. Now 2 Cloyne men around them. Miles Carl gets the ball out the field and is picked up out the field now by Donald Sullivan. Again Cloyne using the hand, and James 9 back from the centre back roll. 9 sends it up, coming out is Conor Cusack into the hand. If he can get it in near goal, he can do damage. Paul Barry, a good man marker. Back it goes towards Donald Sullivan, who came up making the extra man for Cloyne. Sullivan saw a bit of space, goes for a second point in the second half, send it in, and Cloyne lead. Now that's a great point by Donald Sullivan. The hard work was done there by Conor Cusack, but you have to credit the ability of Donald Sullivan. He came up, saw the target, ran through 3 Midleton players and coolly finished it. Cloyne lead.
Yeah, Cloyne are playing very well, John. All their experiences coming to bear. They're not panicking, they're finding their men, they're creating the space, and they look like the team with the extra man. Interestingly, at the back, Killian Cronin's got to grips with the guys around them, and they're very, very cool. And right now you'd have to say they're playing great stuff.
Cloyne in control in this particular movement in defence again is Morris Carl. This time he goes high. Conor Cusack comes out to try and grab it. Won't get there because way back there is our friendly extra man. That's Declan Ryan back there now, and the ball has gone towards Paul Barry, and Barry mishits the city, tries to clear. Then Cloyne reacts with Conor Cusack, and they're pushing the ball away from Peter Smith, but Smith now will strike to try and keep the ball in play over near the 13-metre line, right near the sideline. The experienced former Cork minor player did well to send it out towards the right hand side of midfield. Cloyne in possession though on the up at midfield, working hard with James 9. Back to Donald Sullivan, who's been outstanding in the early moments of the second half. Inside towards John Cotter. The trickery now, there's a free man outside. Midleton have lost their bearings for a while. James 9 has escaped up the wing again. There's more space for Cloyne on 9. Very tight angles. He tries to pick out a run or maybe a pass inside into the hand of the Midleton man, and eventually it is cleared out the field. It was covered back in defence there by the Midleton man, and eventually it's sent way down the field again by Aidan Ryan. A sweeping miss coming in around the stadium now. Difficult conditions for hurling as Luke O'Fall receives the ball. O'Fall now 55 metres off from goal, goes for the score, but no threat on Donald Cusack's goal, and still Cloyne with the advantage. 9 points to Midleton's 1-5 here. And Cloyne looking for the fast puck out. Dunloe did pick out James 9. He's been closed on all the time there by Willie O'Brien. 9 managed to get the ball away in the direction of John Cotter, but the sideline beat the Hully of John Cotter. As the Midleton ball is on halfway, covered stand side of the field in front of a crowd maybe somewhere in the region of 2,500 people watching here on Páirc Creve this afternoon. It's a Saturday, so lots of people at work this afternoon would like to be at the match here, particularly possibly Midleton and Cloyne fans who will very much be on the edge of their seats now as they're listening now. It's close, it's tight here, little to choose between the teams. Mickey O'Connell's sideline sent down the sideline, literally almost along the chalk dust to the sideline as it went there. Both teams battling for possession and went off a Cloyne player. It's a Midleton ball, so O'Connell has gained ground in rugby terms of about 35 metres, and he is about 35 metres out from the Cloyne goal. That's the Blackrock in, being guarded by Donald Cusick in the second half. The wind at the back of the Midleton number 9, his team who led for so long in this match, and now a point behind as Midleton get ready a substitute. We presume it is Liam Welsh, number 23. Sideline is taken towards Aidan Ryan, who's been influential in this match. Back it goes towards Willie O'Brien. O'Brien looking for a score. Willie strikes it. Does he score? Yes, as the umpire. They are level in Poggy Creve. Willie O'Brien's point from 65 metres out has tied the match. 9 points to Cloyne, 1-6 to Midleton. Liam Welsh gets ready as well. That's a likely change in the forward division for Midleton, possibly. Donald Cusick, he went for the player individually last time to try and pick out the player. This time he tries to shoot the ball. Did well across the second 65 though. Pulled down in the Midleton defence, breaking towards Peter Smith. David O'Sullivan steps in ahead of Peter Smith. Kicked the ball almost forward towards Mike Norton. Good interception by that fine young Cock defender Alvin Carney inside in his left. The former Dr. Hattie Cup player from Midleton CBS sends the ball down towards the attack again. Picked up there by Kieran Mulcahy. Mulcahy struggling maybe just to release the ball inside, trying to pick it up again. Ball is on the ground as Brian Fleming tidies that up, and then there was a challenger. Holly maybe went a little bit astray, and the first time in the second half that we've seen a little bit of afters develop once the ball is gone, and again a bit more homework for David Cowan to do, and maybe we'll resume with a clash ball, but a bit of ticking to be done before that resumes.
Yeah, I think Brian Fleming is about to get a yellow card. What he done, John, he cleared the ball and then he flicked the hurley back and right in front of the nose of the referee, and again it was a silly thing out of Fleming to do. He had done all the hard work and he had picked out a loose man, and you know, when Cloyne get possession loose, they can be very, very dangerous. No, they've conceded what I think excuse me, will be a free, and with the wind at his back, Michael Collins should put it over the bar, and that would restore Midleton's advantage. Midleton now bringing on a sub. Liam Walsh is coming on, and remember Liam Walsh is on a yellow card because he came in as a blood sub and he got himself stupidly booked, so he'll have to be careful, and Fleming has got a yellow card for Cloyne.
The Midleton mentors Terence McCarthy and Joe Power and Paul Griffin all watching what's developing here as they look at Mickey O'Connell with the chance maybe to put their team back ahead again in what is a very tight second half. Cloyne are getting ready. Philip Carl to be brought into the action again, one of the great campaigners of the championship. Philip Carl, wearing an unfamiliar number 18 for him, is about to come in. It looks like Midleton are going to be robbed of their free taker Mickey O'Connell for the moment because he's just coming off, and it is Kieran Mulcahy who is also coming off, so let's keep abreast of what's happening and bearing in mind the number situation was a bit hairy early on. Liam Walsh is coming on at the moment. That's a definite substitution, and for Kieran Mulcahy I would say that's the permanent one, and James O'Mahony wearing number 20 is coming on as Sean Hennessy takes over the free taking duties. Anna Bludge is with a point, so Midleton edge ahead again by 1-7 to 9 points. So just to update you at the moment, Walsh is on definitely, and James O'Mahony has come on as well. He is a temporary substitute at midfield. He's the son of Sylvia O'Mahony, of course, an All-Ireland medal winner and multiple county medal winner as well with Midleton when they won the championship way back in the 80s. Midleton on the attack, leading by a point, 1-7 to 9 points with the wind at their back in the second half. Cloyne defending deep in their own half back line to try and unwrangle themselves from a bit of a tight situation. Declan Motherway does get it up the field, right hand side of midfield there. The ball is breaking very, very close to the sideline. Whistle has sounded. Referee says holding, and that's going to be a free to Midleton. And Mickey O'Connell is in a position to come back on again. So Mickey O'Connell coming back on and is about to take that free as we look at the far side. Is very, very close to the sideline, far side of the field. O'Connell just on halfway, 2 or 3 metres in, and what is a very, very crucial free for Midleton now, leading by a point, 1-7 to 9 points. Fenba, I think those changes are as we call them. I think there's no more confusion with the numbers game. The good thing from a point of view is O'Connell is back in time to take this free. Yeah, and
an important one it is, and it's a good one. It's I think it's gone over the bar. It is indeed. So Midleton are now 2 points ahead. Lovely score from way out on the far side of the field.
O'Connell with a superb point for Midleton. They lead by 2 again after withstanding that little bit of a siege from Cloyne in the early moments of the second half. Went for 7 or 8 minutes. They were by far the better team. Almost 15 minutes gone now, second half. Low scoring match, 1-8 to 9 points in favour of Midleton, who've been lifted again by those last few scores. Willie O'Brien down into the corner forward position to Liam Welsh. Behind him is Owen O'Sullivan. The ball will break in favour of the Cloyne defender Morris Carl. Carl sends the ball up. Willie O'Brien underneath the ball. Again, something happened when the ball was cleared as we watch the ball landing here. Diarmuid Cowan is being called over. There's a few heavy challenges going in there in front of Diarmuid Cowan, behind Diarmuid Cowan, and there's a lot of players involved in it, and the linesman, I'm sure, might have a second pair of eyes to lend a bit of assistance to the referee for that, because again it looks like there's going to be a few more cards flashing here. To be fair, quite a few players are trying to take the heat out of the action, but there was a few incidents again which sparked off that latest little set to on the scoreboard. 1-8 to 9 points, but lots for Diarmuid Cowan to be watching in this match, Finbar.
Yeah, God, he has his hands full here today. What happened, John? Basically 3 guys went for the ball, 2 Cloyne fellas, 1 Midleton guy. The ball broke, he left the play develop, and the 2 guys that remained on the ground, the Midleton lad and the Cloyne lad, decided to get acquainted with each other, and they stayed down there. Now the referee is talking to Mickey O'Connell again, and as I said earlier, Mickey's on a yellow card. He's after being spoken to a couple of times, and if he's not careful, in fact I think Mickey O'Connell is lucky to be still on the field the way he's carrying on.
Well, the referee is speaking to a few people, and he's going to, I suppose, do the decent thing in terms of bringing the ball back to where it actually was, and about to throw the ball in and about to restart the match. There's a Hully gun straight away the minute it was thrown in, and there's a free to Cloyne after all that. Mickey O'Connell throws the Hully to one side. There's going to be an interesting 13 or 14 minutes of hulling developing here in Páirc Críomh. Those local rivals from the east of the county, Midleton and Cloyne, battling for the bragging rights for the year. If they can win here today, certainly either team will hold their heads high for the next 12 months in the locality. 1-8 to 9 points. Cloyne looking for an appearance in the county championship, yet another appearance of a 4th championship appearance in the county final in successive seasons. Can they come back this year and win? Diarmuid O'Sullivan to try and get them into a winning position here with the free. Batted down in the fence. Midleton breaking the ball away to Paul Barry, who gallops out and then tries to tread the pass out the field. It's gone down to Seamus O'Fallon, didn't control it first time, gone behind towards Liam O'Driscoll, looks crossfield to Diarmuid O'Sullivan, picks out O'Sullivan, and then O'Sullivan's shot was blocked down there by Alan Carl as the ball broke away back into the Midleton defence towards Willie O'Brien. O'Brien again, very intelligently, very astute pass back towards Alan Carl. Carl ran in but wasn't fouled by James 9. The referee said play on. The Midleton fans not a bit happy. The whistle has gone now, and Willie O'Brien coming over and protesting. And what could anyone do about that, says Alan Carl. Diarmuid Cowan though is going to throw the ball in, I would imagine, on the 65-metre line. But it's all in the melting pot again. This low scoring championship encounter in Páirc Críomh. Monaghan O'Connell 1-8, Cloyne 9 points, 2 between them here, and the minutes ticking away. We've played 17 of the 30 in the second half, but don't forget the stoppage time. The chorus of boos are coming from the Midleton fans. In goes the sliotar between Mickey O'Connell and Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Forget that, Mickey decides to step aside, and Peter Smith goes in, wins the 50-50 pull on the ball. It only goes into another little scramble, and that will result surely in another clash ball here in the middle of the field. They're getting to know one another very, very well out here. This is a game which is totally different to what we've seen before. Totally different match to what we've come across before. Totally different game of hurling, certainly this one. This game of hurling is certainly contrasting greatly to what we've seen in the high scoring events of a couple of seasons ago. Diarmuid O'Sullivan has won a free for Cloyne. He stuck another one over early on from this range expertly. Can he put this one over the bar? Near the 65 then halfway. 1-8 to 9 points. The score on the scoreboard. Cloyne 2 points behind. They haven't been behind for too long in championship matches in recent years. Bar the finals, of course, they have an unblemished record in the Cork County Championship. They've been a team with certainly fantastic scoring ability. They need a few scores now as they send on Conor Lamasney, number 17, coming onto the Cloyne team. It's 1-1 to Nemo Rangers and 3 points to Mallet half-time in the Premier Intermediate match. O'Sullivan goes short with the free. It went over the Hully of Conor Lamasney though. Conor Cusick did extremely well to keep the ball in play, but at the expense of giving possession back to Midleton. Then Lamasney within one-handed to try and pull on the ball. Peter Smith stepped in, gave it to Mickey O'Connell. And O'Connell looked away to his right and drove the ball down the throat of the Cloyne defence. They were alert in defence with James 9 dropping back now as a wing back. 9 sends it up the field. The left hand of Alvin Carney goes up, picks it out. Nice simple stuff, gives it to Peter Smith, who just steadies and off his left strikes it down to Midleton on the attack again. Down towards Liam Welsh Country, who went between 2 Cloyne players, and this time the referee did look favourably on the Midleton man claiming the free, and it's going to be a free in, and yet another change on the Midleton team. And this is Killian Hully, number 22, that's coming on to the Midleton team. So lots of changes all round. Hully will go in the forward division certainly as Midleton rejig their forces. Extra energy, an extra pair of legs, a fresh pair of legs now in the closing 10 minutes of this match. Consultation beneath us in the Cloyne bench and on the Midleton bench as well. They're all talking, they're all all wondering now, where will those scores come from? Where will those match-winning scores come from in the dying minutes of this match? The championship lifeline at stake, remember, here for Cloyne and Midleton in this championship match in 2007. It's all to play for. Sean Hennessy, the man who's come off, and Killian Holly, the man that has come on from Midleton. Liam Wells standing over the sliotar. Remember him taking a free for Midleton against Cloyne in the crucial stage in the match in Killa 3 or 4 years ago when that match took place, and with only about 10 minutes to go, it was very, very close. I remember today Midleton going for the goal and Cloyne coming out the other end and getting a few points, a few goals. This time Midleton have got the point that they needed. Liam Welsh has got it, and Midleton edge ahead again by another little bit. It's a close game, it's a tight match, but 3 points in the relative sources of what we've seen so far is a decent enough lead. It's 1-9 to 9 points. Is there a goal in Cloyne? Is there a goal from Dermot? Is there a goal from Conor Cusack? Is there another gear in Midleton to see this one home? They lead after almost 21 minutes the second half by 1-9 to 9 points. It's David O'Sullivan sending Cloyne on the attack though, inside towards Conor Cusack in the top of the left position, having received from Donald O'Sullivan. Back it goes towards James 9. O'Sullivan is there in support as he'd been for the attack in the second half, threading the ball inside to Mike Norton. Norton trying to step away from trouble. Oh, good challenge coming in there from Willie O'Brien. The ball will break to Philip Cahill. Can Cahill pick the pass out? He tried to pick a pass out of David O'Sullivan. It went over his head, and ironic cheers coming in from the Midleton fans now. Finbar, belief is what it's all about now. Can Midleton see this one home, or will Cloyne's experience fashion up a match-winning score late on, we wonder?
Well, you'd have to say that the momentum is with Midleton. They've recovered from the fact that they conceded 3 points in the opening 7 minutes of the second half. They've got the last 4 scores. Cloyne haven't scored since the 7th minute, so they've gone 16 or 17 minutes, maybe more, without scoring, and they're trying for goals, and we all know their goal scoring record, but certainly they haven't looked like getting one today. Maybe it's half chance there before half time, and if they ever needed a goal, they need one bad, because they're certainly on the brink of exiting this championship. They're still trying to play the ball around and do what they know, do what they do best, and try and create the scoring chances. But Midleton are playing with a hunger and a desire I haven't seen in the Midleton team in a long time. They're on the cusp of a famous victory, and certainly Cloyne have it all to do to pull this one out of the fire.
1-9 to 9 points in favour of Midleton. We have a stoppage for injury. I see Joe Powell down there, one of the Midleton selectors. He kept goal, of course, way back in 1983 in that famous win when Midleton made a breakthrough, and they went on then to dominate the championship right away through, winning 4 championships and of course an All-Ireland title up until 1991. It was a golden, glorious era when of course Midleton broke a huge stronghold dominated by the city, the big city trio, for many years. Is this to be the start of something else for Midleton? We wonder. It's a crucial 7 minutes in the aging of this young team. The match has resumed. The ball has been pucked out by Brian Bean, and there's going to be a clash ball 50-60 metres out from goal as Midleton attack the goal, and all right here, shoulder to shoulder they go. Is there a spark? Is there life in Cloyne? Is there something magical left in them? Can they pull it out of the bag? Can they regain the form at the start of the second half? Liam Welsh from Aidan Ryan did the donkey walk. Liam Welsh picked the ball up. He sends the sliotar inside. Donlogue watched it landing inside. Killian Holly went in there, so too from a Cloyne point of view, defending is Declan Motherway. Cloyne managed to repel this latest danger, seeking out the pass on the free man Donald O'Sullivan, left hand side of the half back line, threaded inside a couple of metres to James 9, who's done a lot of work deep back in defence for Cloyne this afternoon, towards Philip Cahill. Remember, Cloyne with 14, Midleton with 15. Philip Cahill was held and he was impeded as he tried to get the loose ball there. Damon Cowan spotted it between the 45 and the 65, dead straight in front of the uprights, free to Cloyne. Damon O'Sullivan to take it, and Conor Cusack receiving a bit of advice from his team manager Sean Motherway. Below the Cloyne fans, the Midleton fans, shoulder to shoulder, both of them wondering what's awaiting in the last 5 minutes, the most important 5 minutes for them of the hurling championship year. Nothing else matters. What's gone is gone. This is the big one. O'Sullivan with the free. He's sure that he doesn't disappoint. Point to Dermot O'Sullivan. Only 2 between them. 1-9 Midleton, 10 points for Cloyne, and that goal early on in the match by Kieran Mulcahy, so far the biggest score in the contest, with a goal either way now would shape the destiny of the quarter-final pairing. If Midleton get it, they'd surely go on. If Cloyne get it, and don't rule it out, Cloyne, their great pulse of recovery, their great ability to find the net, they need it now. Midleton on the loose ball though with Seamus O'Fall, the cockminer from the puck, oh, the shot and a point. Great response by Midleton. Seamus O'Farrell with the point when Midleton needed a score. O'Farrell obliged and stuck it over the bar. He's a date in Croke Park in a few weeks' time to look forward to with the Cockmanners and the All-Ireland. With a date in the quarter-final of the championship would be wonderful here on Leeside as well. 10 to 10 points, 13 points to 10. Cloyne trying to respond, getting the ball fast inside towards David O'Sullivan. He's got away from a few players. He's 30 metres out from goal. He's 20. He gives it to Dolan. He'll go for goal, and then he was challenged. A challenge coming in there from Declan Ryan just as Donald O'Sullivan was lining up to fire the bullet to the back of the net, made by David O'Sullivan. The challenge coming in from Donald O'Sullivan, who has tried his utmost this afternoon to try and lift Cloyne when maybe other players that would normally be on the score sheet haven't done so. Donald O'Sullivan has continuously gone forward to try and get the scores. There was just a query with the referee for the umpire, but the decision of a wide ball is what it is. Midleton want to make another change. They are close, but they've still a bit of agonising, still a bit of waiting to go. Almost 5 minutes remaining plus stoppage time. Another Midleton sub, John Keane, who played for the minor team during the week in their 2-goal victory in the championship in the third round of the Ulster Bank Championship. Midleton won 2-14 to 14 points against Blarney. A Keane played on the edge of the square that night. He's coming on again. Could he be a hero here? And that night Paul Hockney was a big player for Midleton, a youngster, probably one of the brightest talents to come out of the club for many years. He's not involved in the senior panel yet as Angus Cotter goes off the team, and on comes John Keane, who played in the championship previously for Midleton. Ball from the puck out is out over the sideline. It's a Midleton sideline as the game just resumed. There's so much activity in this match, so many subs, so many changes, so we've had lots of stoppages, and thus we will have plenty of additional time. We are only entering the 26th minute of the second half. Add on that stoppage time, plenty of hurling left yet. 110 to 10 points. Midleton with that extra player, with that extra pair of legs. Short sideline to Padraig O'Shea. Long delivery by the wing back. Donlow went on his knees, and as he's done so often, looked cool and composed and confident, and followed it up with a long clearance up the field towards Conor Cusack. Breaking ball favours Alvin Carney. Cusack stands over him. Carney tried to release the ball. Cusack said thou shalt not pass. Midleton fight for the ball on their knees. Can they come out with it? They are battling for all they've got. Cloyne trying to get the ball back. Donald O'Sullivan has a good play again by Donald O'Sullivan, probably Cloyne's best player today. Being chased from behind by the other number 7, Willie O'Brien. Number 7 steals it from number 7. O'Brien gets it from O'Sullivan. Down he gets the couple of metres down the field towards the number 15, Seamus O'Farrell. O'Farrell will get a great score down towards Liam Welsh country. Back it goes in defence though towards Cloyne, towards Donald O'Sullivan, and then they almost lost their way. James Nine takes a few challenges, took a high challenge as he came out, and eventually has won a free. Ironically, the likes of Willie O'Brien and the O'Sullivans, of course, great comrades and great friends as well, and so many of those players know one another so well here. They're near neighbours that have gone to school together, they had social lives together, they've often played maybe a game of soccer during the winter together as well, and here they are against one another here. 110 to 10 points it is. 27 minutes gone in the second half here, and Porky Creeve and Donlow Cusack to take the free. Cloyne have scored only 10 points here. The whistle has gone. There's a tension there for a Midleton player and a stoppage in play. Scores have certainly dried up, Finbar. Certainly at this stage a goal would be a huge score, but who's it going to come from, or will anybody get it? Can Midleton hold on? Well,
this Cloyne obviously need it, but there's 3 minutes left, John, but I wouldn't be surprised if we have about another 5 or 6 minutes left in this match, because there have been so many stoppages and so many times blood subs and so on and so forth, and certainly the tactic of slowing down the game might just backfire on Midleton, because the more they delay, the longer this match is going to go on.
Well, a free out now, which Donald Cusack won't be in any reason to delay. He sends the ball once the whistle was sounded, soaring up towards Connor on the left-hand side, the half-forward line. Connor's a long ways out from goal from a Cloyne point of view. He went down to pick it up. Midleton fan said he picked it off the ground. The ball has gone away though towards John Cotter, and then it's stolen away from him and sent down the field there by Alan Carl for Midleton. Carl with the Magpies on the attack, down the throat of the defence again, picked up there by Killian Cronin. Luke O'Farrell just outside him, and again he holds off the challenge, gave it to Owen O'Sullivan, and back to Killian Cronin again. Just as he was about to be hooked, he got rid of the sitter. Up underneath the covered stand, halfway line is reached. Paul Barry the first to react, to clear the ball snappily down the field. Barry down towards Aidan Ryan country, gone away from him, picked up by one of the Midleton subs. This is number 21, John Keane, who's just come on. Keane into more central position. Back is the Cloyne number 15, all over the place they're playing. This is John Cotter back in defence, sends the ball up the field, but Midleton with the extra body in defence there managed to repel that again, and again it's sent down the field by Declan Ryan. Ryan down to on the left hand side of the field. Opportunity for Midleton as they come in from the 20-metre line here. Can they line up something over the far side of the field? Is Killian Hulley trying to get a shot in? A point would be such a huge score. No, he's obliged. Killian Hulley, a point by Killian Hulley, and they lead by 4 now. too early to celebrate. The message will be calm and stay quiet out there. Killian Holly is winning the last minute of stoppage time here. 111 to 10 points. Cloyne, the team, the nearly team of the last few years. Can they come back? Are they about to go to championship? And Midleton about to come of age. Peter Smith clears the ball down towards Liam Welch. Gone beyond Liam Welch to Luke O'Fall. 45 metres out from goal. O'Fall will see Welch behind him. They're combining well. He steps inside a couple of players. He looks at the goal post. He sends it in. Welch, but agonisingly, he sends it right and wide. It's a 4-point game, but crucially, not a lot of ball going inside to the Cloyne full forward line. That Cloyne full forward line is David O'Sullivan on his own at the moment. David O'Sullivan is on his own. He's been knocked by Peter Smith. There's nobody else around him. I'm looking for Conor Cusack. Where is he? 60 metres out from goal as Alan Carl wins the Cloyne puck out. He's been held up by Conor Cusack. Then Liam Welch comes in. Cusack gets the ball back. The strength and the power of Cusack. He's held up. He had to charge through. Now Cloyne, big moment in your hurling summer. 111 to 10 points. David O'Sullivan is inside. An isolated figure. He needs support. Victor Cusack will go in to help him as well, but Cloyne are still a bit of short of bodies inside. Donald O'Sullivan will go in. How appropriate if he was to have a final say in this match, because he's had such made an effort so much in the second half to be involved in the forward line. The free was taken quickly. The referee has penalised Midleton for a bit of back chat. The free is going to be closer to goal, and it's going to be James 9. We have 4 points in the match. We're heading to stoppage. We're in stoppage time, in fact, in the first minute of stoppage time. Cloyne are 4 points behind. David O'Sullivan is not staying inside. He's coming out to take it. A point and then go for glory with a goal must be the order of the day. Midleton want to make yet another substitute later on in this match. The slip of paper being handed to the linesman. That's going to happen very shortly. Tom Cotter, the club secretary, watching David O'Sullivan send the ball high and over the bar. Point for Cloyne. We're now in the second minute of stoppage time. The question now is how long on the scoreboard. 111 to Midleton. 11 points for Cloyne. The Midleton fans holding their hands after last season and the disappointment and the bitter disappointment and the huge heavy defeat. Are they to reverse it 12 months on here in Poggy Creek? But they're not home yet. The puck out by their goalkeeper Brian Bean. Lands 50 metres out from goal. Morris Carl tries to kick the ball away. Mickey O'Connell runs in to pick the ball up. O'Connell does well to get rid of the ball. Gives it away. Then there was a challenge coming in there. And the number 18, Davy O'Brien, who's just come into the action. Midleton still holding on to the play. They've got it out left hand side of the field towards Alan Carl, who's gone out to a midfield role late on this match, but his delivery is only down towards Killian Cronin, up towards Conor Cusack. Inside to David O'Sullivan. Conor Cusack tried to turn Peter Smith. He was fouled by Peter Smith as he tried to turn him just inside the semicircle, outside the 20-metre line. It won't be a 20-metre free. It'll be about a 22 or 23-metre free when he takes it. The Midleton man is finished up on the ground. The Cloyne man is on his feet. One flash, one quick turnaround, and suddenly Cloyne have this free. Big free.
A big free, and Peter Smith has got a yellow card. But John, why in the name? Why didn't they hit the ball? Even if they hit it wide. 3 or 4 Midleton players passing the ball around a la Cloyne, and all they do is put the ball dead and a puck out, regroup. No, instead they're facing a free, and Cloyne have only one option here, and that's to go for the goal. And if this ball ends up in the back of the net, we could be coming back for a replay. No, it's a very difficult free. The ball is wet. It's been a bit of rain. It's a bit of distance out from goal, but you know, a day like today, anything could happen. But if Cloyne do get a goal from this, they've manufactured it very well. Cusack won a great ball and sent it to Sully, and Sully used his experience to win the free. But Midleton will regret not hitting the ball dead there a couple of seconds ago.
Midleton have all the heavy artillery back guarding the goal. Half of the town is inside in the goal. David O'Sullivan is facing them. We're in the 33rd minute of the second half. It's 1-11 to 11 points. 14 men Cloyne holding on to a trade, to a championship lifeline. Midleton holding on to the dream result, to the shock result of the championship. And David O'Sullivan 22 metres out from goal, in front of the city goal, to blast it as if he's ever blasted a ball before. He blasted wide. Puck out for Midleton. They celebrate like they've won the county championship. The 6 or 7 Midleton defenders back there. Brian Bean goes back to find the setter. He's in no rush to find it. He'd probably hope to walk over it and maybe trip over it and look for it again. He's about to restart the match. It's almost over. It is over, and Midleton have achieved a famous victory. They defeated Cloyne by 1-11 to 11 points, and joy absolutely knows no bounds. because after last year and the heartbreak and the disappointment, and after the late goal glutton killer a couple of years ago, Midleton's colour was down, Midleton's flag was flying lowly, but tonight Midleton's flag is once again flying high, and under the stewardship of Terence McCarthy in his very first year as manager of Midleton, they have achieved the shock result of Championship 2007, and Sean Cahan, the club chairman, is in there, I'm sure, feeling a great sense of pride with the rest of the Midleton backroom team and with the team themselves. This is the result to be on the back pages on Monday morning, Finbar.
Yeah, it is indeed, and there's no doubt about it. Midleton deserved their victory. They were the better team. They played some great, particularly in the first 20 minutes when they needed to be good. They were excellent. They set their stall out early. They denied Cloyne the opportunity to get goals, and that gave them the confidence then to go on. Cloyne will also regret the fact that they had Colm O'Sullivan sent off, and Colm will look back and say, what the hell did I get myself involved in that for? He was booked early on and he got himself sent off, and then they were behind, Cloyne were behind, and then they had to play nearly 45 minutes with 14 men in difficult conditions. It's done their cause no good, but that's not to take from what was a fantastic victory by Midleton. And you know what, they've suffered badly at the hands of Cloyne in the last couple of years, but tonight it's going to take, this is a sweet victory for them, and well done to them, and certainly so far the shock of the championship.
Yeah, handshakes and hugs all round. I see Kevin Hennessy and Michael Cratty down there, former Midleton players. See Mickey O'Connor with his young son as well being lifted high as he comes off the field. It is one of those days really for Midleton fans. They'll recall waiting so long for a famous victory in the championship. They've got one here now. They've defeated Cloyne by 111 to 11 points, and generous words of congratulation coming in from Cloyne. I think on the day, Finbar, they recognise they were second best.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Cloyne are a very, very sporting club. To be fair to them, they've lost. They don't need anyone to remind them what they've lost in the last couple of years. But I think we probably could see the end of this Cloyne team here this afternoon. Some of them, the Cahals and a few more guys at the veteran stage of their careers, been outstanding servants to the Cloyne club. You know, and it was always going to be difficult to come back and try and get to another county final after what they endured in the last 3 years. And when you look at the side of the draw, Newtown, Shandrum and a couple of big guns on the one side of the draw, it was going to be difficult. I imagine they thought they'd get over this one, and you know, they were favourites, and we all called it that Cloyne would win this match. Even coming into there, I felt that Cloyne would win. But on the day, there's no doubt about it, the better team won. But a tough blow for Cloyne, but one they just have to accept, and I know they will. But it's a long road back now, especially for the guys that are not involved with Cork, waiting all year for to play a match, and then 2 weeks after Cork are beaten, you're out of the championship yourself. But that's the nature of sport, and that's the way it goes. And just the update on the intermediate match, by all accounts.
Hello lads, welcome here to everyone here to Páirc Uí Chaoimh. It's a fine day. I think it's Saturday the 19th, the 18th of August 2007. Myself, Lachlan Brown, I'm joined here with Mark O'Mahony, former great of course. Mark gave up at the age of 14, I gave up at 15. Combined age of 29, probably younger than most of the players playing today. So Mark, who do you think will win today?
Hopefully Newtown will win here today. Hopefully we'll get a good game anyway, but Newtown seem to have a better all players out there. Plus the fact I think Sean Og is not planned to be a huge loss for the Piarsaigh, and hopefully to be Newtown's again.
Yeah, it's a good point. Alright, Sean Og is missing, right, but he's named out here centre half back. So who's playing instead of him?
Probably 22 or 23 like.
22 or 23 is Carbra or Carlon or Owen McCarthy. I don't know either of them, but yeah. The ref is blowing the whistle. Who's the ref for today? Cathal McAllister. Yeah, lovely man, lovely kneecaps. We go through the team. So the Newtown team in goals: number 1, the fiery Paul Morrissey; number 2, brother of my analyst beside me, Jerry O'Mahony; number 3, Brendan Mulcahy; number 4, Don McGleeson; number 5, Sean Reardon; number 6, Pat Mulcahy; number 7, Philip Noonan; number 8, Alan T. O'Brien; number 9, Jerry O'Connor; number 10, John Paul King; number 11, Ben O'Connor; number 12, John O'Connor; number 13, Cathal Nocton; number 14, Michael Bowles; and left corner forward, Ryan Clifford. We go through the Piarsaigh team in goals: Mark O'Sullivan; number 2, Donald Murphy; number 3, Mark Prendergast; number 4, Darren Mannix; number 5, John Gardner; named on the programme, Sean O'Halpine, although I don't think he's starting. Number 7, Robert Healy. Number 8, James Murray. Number 9, Ronan McGregor. Number 10, Colin O'Sullivan. Number 11, David Gardner. Number 12, Stephen P. O'Sullivan. Number 13, the Cork Minor, Padraig Gould. Number 14, Colin Lynch. Hope it's not the Clare Huller. Number 15, Stephen Glasgow. John Gardner goes up for the toss with Philip Noonan. Colin McAllister must love that, I'd say. What do you think, Shaq?
Without a doubt. Carl refereed Newtown and Blackrock there back in 2003. Kind of lets things flow, so we won't see too many frees out here today. Maybe we could be easy count them, but overall, yeah, not a bad ref.
And how do you think the pitch is holding up, Shaq? It looks fairly alright anyway. You can see the footsteps.
You can indeed, like August, like, and it's not too bad. Big enough for Newtown anyway. Hopefully we can get the scores in Little.
Hopefully, yeah. If we win this, we're playing the winners of the Glen and Killa. So how do you think we'd fare if we won this one? I know it is early days yet, but if we did,
I was good enough to qualify for the semi-final. Like, no disrespect, like Killa or Glen Rovers won't be up to Newtown standard. If Newtown can get a full team going, like, you know.
Yeah, and of course also we saw a cracking game before this. There was no Ash Hill back anyway in that game. There was plenty Ash broken. There was between Cloyne and Midleton, and it was some might say a dirty game. I'd say it was a game of hard hurling. 111 to 11 points to finish to Midleton. A big shock in East Cork hurling, really, Mark, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a good win for Midleton. They've been out of the first couple of rounds with the last couple of years. Cloyne lost Colin O'Sullivan early, kind of to his own fault, like kind of missing, like it was on the cards. But no fair play to Midleton. They kind of took their scores, like. But want a great game overall. Draw a lot of stupid wides and stupid hurling. But I wouldn't be fearing any of the two of those teams if we met them in championship anyway.
Very confident, Mark O'Mahony there. Are you over cocky, Mark? Overconfident, maybe?
Not confident, just a draw.
Just cocky.
Just cocky.
Newtown, of course, also have a fine subs bench in goals. Number 16 sub goalkeeper Willie Began, Jordi O'Mahony, James Bowes number 18, number 19 Jack Hurley, Cork Minor, number 20 PJ Copps, number 21 Mars Farrell, number 22 Michael Thompson, number 23 Alan G O'Brien, 24 Richard Piarsaigh, 25 Eamon O'Connor, 26 Willie O'Mahony, 27 Ryan Fallon, 28 Stephen Kelleher, 29 Shane Moran, and number 30 last but by no means least Alan Howard. Ian Kelleher, the physio as well. Let's hope he's not too busy today. Busy from the physio. And of course the Piarsaigh as well. Last few results, they played a recent league game there against Sarsfields in July last, and they drew 115 to 18 points. But of course in their first championship game, a lot of teams now, Mark, do you think like they'll be fairly rusty because it's been 3 months since they played championship? Like you got the likes of the Piarsaigh there played Catrins in London Gorney there on the 6th of May. Like they won 111 to 5 points. That was a long time ago. Newtown beating Castlelyons 415 to 9 points. That was a long time ago as well. That was back in May as well. That's 3 months ago, Mark. It's a quarter of a year. Who do you think will win this one?
As I say, hopefully Newtown. Yeah, it's been a long 3 months, alright. Like, it's especially hard to kind of get the young lads kind of get tuned in and kind of get them going. Like when they kind of know there's no championship hurling for a while, like, you know, with the Cork set up. But hopefully with the last few league games, they might help Newtown there today, and we might get the win. Not
so cocky there. He's after standing down from his pedestal there, you Mark?
No, not really.
Still cocky, sorry. Colin McAllister is telling the Piarsaigh boys to hurry the fuck on. They have mad stretches, blood. Too wild. The Piarsaigh? The Piarsaigh, of course, they were. Of course, the Piarsaigh, a big club down in the north side of Cork City. They were founded in 1943, I believe, Mark, was it? Yeah, it was. And 1951, the famous red hand of Ulster that they have on their club crest that it's actually a red hen, but if you look closely it only has 4 fingers. It has a severed thumb. And do you know why that is? Because the red hen represents the island of Ireland, and the severed thumb then is our 6 northeastern counties, and still under English rule. Legend has it though that when Ireland is reunited, the thumb will again rejoin the fingers to create a strong and useful hand. Anytime you have the words legend, strong and useful hand in a sentence, only one person springs to mind, and that must be Cathal McAllister. This is some warm-up from the Piarsaigh. It looks like they like to play in 1/4 of the field, while Newtown will play against themselves. They might have 15 aside against their subs, with 15 subs as well, so they might all get a run today.
We'll be able to get a good game of backs and forwards.
We will, of course, Mark. No, not a hassle. Any positional changes so far? Jaxie looks like he might be going centre forward. He's gone into that role anyway.
And it looks like we have the same full forward line we had against Castle Lyons.
Cathal Nocton, Ryan Clifford, Michael Bowles, is it? Yeah, it's a change. And the Piarsaigh actually finished their warm-up there. They must be fairly roasting after that warm-up, because it was gone on for about 20 minutes. Of course, who's training him? Joe O'Leary. Is he the referee, Joe O'Leary? I'm not too sure. He looks like him, innit? And the ball is ready to be thrown. The ball is thrown in, and it's whipped on the first time, gone straight into the Newtown full forward line, but it's burst out here by the full back Mark Prendergast, I think. I can't really see. I can't see the back of his jersey. He was coming out here now to David Gardner, and also the green helmet. I can't catch his name either, though, but it's number 15, Stephen Glasgow, into number 14, Colin Lynch, and he's a right tussle there at chops, but it comes out to Paul Morrissey. Paul drives it 65 yards out the field, out here towards James Bowles. James Bowles is hooked barely, but well picked up by Philip. Philip lays the ball off towards Jerry O'Connor. Jerry O'Connor is under 45. He looks up, he strikes. It's curling in, it's gone over the bar. Great score by Newtown. They're settling down well already, Mark, after just, I'd say, must be 40 seconds gone in the game.
Yeah, good score there from Jerry O'Connor. Philip Noonan collected a nice ball there, which James Ball's hit, and onto Jerry O'Connor. Good score, good start for Newtown. And there's a bit of a tussle here going on here between James Murray of the Piarsaigh and number 9, Jerry O'Connor from Newtown. They're tussling away there, but it's only handbags and glad rags, and the ball comes out here to the blue helmeted man. Lobbed down into the corner towards number 14, Colin Lynch. He's a big strong man. I hope it's not the glare. He looks up, he strikes, well blocked down by the tip man, Dermot Gleeson. Dermot looks up, he catches the ball, looks up again, strikes about, he's half blocked, but half blocker comes out to Alan T. O'Brien on his own 45, heading back towards his own goal, but number 13 has it. It's quite scrappy at the moment. Padraig Gould, the Cork Minor, he looks up, he strikes, it's gone over the bar. It's 1 point apiece, and the Piarsaigh are settling down also, Mark. Yeah, settling down, good score there by Padraig Gould.
Hopefully he'll be doing that now against Tipperary in the All-Ireland final minors. The ball is poked up by Paul out towards the Piarsaigh 45, taken by Ryan Clifford. Ryan looks up, he strikes about 55 yards out. Is it gone over? I think it is. He's usually fairly accurate, and that he is. It's gone over the bar, 2 points to 1, and it's fairly open so far. Not really much of a tussle yet.
No, good ball there played to Ryan, and Ryan had plenty of time there to take his score, and he was taken well. Good score for Ryan, good score for Newtown.
Newtown, of course, settling down fairly well. I think they have a fairly strong breeze, judging from the umpire's flag below there, and then the Piarsaigh goal. The goalkeeper pucks it out. Mark O'Sullivan out here towards 65, goes for a sharp puck out towards Mark Prendergast, is playing very up front, really, taken by Pat Mulcahy, the rock. Centre half back out there towards Ryan Clifford again. Ryan Clifford almost lays it off to his Cork Minor colleague Michael Bowles. Michael Bowles has it in his hand now. He looks up. Michael's tough. He's tenacious. Leaves the ball off towards. Oh, he's barely hooked there. Sean O'Riordan. Sean looks up. Sean is still tussling away. The ref allows advantage in here. It could be a goal here. It's a great save there by Paul Morrissey. Great save.
Great save by Paul there. Jory there slipped when your man came in here. He should have picked it up and should have cleared it. But very good save there from Paul.
Jerry only took a slip though. It's been very greasy all day. In fairness, he couldn't fault him for it.
Should be better, else I'll have to be talking out and going on myself.
65 now to the Piarsaigh to be taken by, I don't know, I'll have to turn around so I can see the number in his back. The ref is holding things up here small, but I don't know what's going on. I think he's complaining about the size of the square maybe. Number 13 I think is Padraig Gould again, the man who scored the first point from play for the Piarsaigh. I think he's going to be taking the 65. Paul pucks it out to the wrong 65, that's the only thing. .65 now to be taken by Padraig Gould. You can see the clouds going over there, the shadows of the clouds going over the field as he looks up. Is he going to strike it? Yes, he is now. And is it going over? It's floating, but it's floating to the right, I think. No, it's not. It's gone over. It's a point there for the Piarsaigh, and the Piarsaigh is settling down well also. It could be a thriller yet, Mark.
Oh, definitely 2 points apiece, nothing between these two teams, and to the good 65 there with when they get their back.
Paul there with a savage puck out beyond his own 45 to his own 21 up to Carl Naughton, the Cock 121 star, Cock senior star, out here towards Bushy Balls. Bushy tries to get it up, it's still down on the ground. Bushy's still trying to get it up, he has it up in his stick now, he has it in his hand, and well tackled there by the cornerback from the Piarsaigh, goes to the halfback. John Gardner clears the ball there out towards Newtown 65. Down here towards number 10 is Colin O'Sullivan, but taken up by Jory almost missed it, but come up here now to Colin O'Sullivan again from the Piarsaigh. Great ball in towards the corner. Is it a bit too hard? No, it's not. It's perfect ball in. But the full forward is Colin Lynch. Colin Lynch, no, it's not actually. It's Stephen Glasgow. Good ball across, but the slippery conditions again evade the Piarsaigh players, and the ball is put 45 yards on the field towards James Bowles. Great catch, great man in the air. He looks up. He's time here to strike it. He strikes it. It's gone straight over the bar. Great score for Newtown Shandon by James Bowles. Great ball picked out there. Was it Jory picked him out?
Yeah, good ball there hit by Jory. Great catch.
Brother of yours, Mark, isn't he?
Sister,
yeah.
Great catch there from James, and a great score. That'll do James a lot of good and confidence, and he'll settle down well after that.
Just as you mentioned, that Alan T is here now tussling away with number 21. Number 21, of course, is Anla O'Carlawn, who's after replacing Sean O'Guy, one would expect. Alan T goes in for the clash, the grand clash of the ash, the grand bang off the hurleys. The O'Connor hurleys are working fine. Pat Mulcahy passes the ball down here towards number 12. Number 12 is John O'Connor. John O'Connor lays the ball inside, it goes to the wrong man, number 7 from the Piarsaigh, Robert Healy, but he's blocked down well by John. Great work, great tenacity there to go past him. Cahill Naughton is great harassing there by Cahill, and Cahill almost has the ball up. Great brains there out towards Ben O'Connor. Ben over his shoulder. That's a beautiful score by Ben O'Connor. Straight over the bar, splits the post.
Yeah,
cousin of yours, Mark.
Cousin of mine, yeah. Class score there from being like I just say, like over the shoulder. Like you even have to look up. Like good score for Newtown now, up 2 points. They're going well here at the moment.
They are indeed. Did you time it, Mark?
I did indeed. With 6 minutes gone.
So almost 6.5 minutes gone, and the scoreline reads Newtown Shandon 4 points, the Piarsaigh 2 points, as the ball is pucked out by Mark O'Sullivan. Mark O'Sullivan lands it on Newtown 65, but is taken up here by, I can't see who has it now. It's Jory O'Connor. Jory O'Connor still has it. Lays the ball back towards Pat Mulcahy. Pat Mulcahy still has it, and the Rock, of course, launches a beautiful ball in towards the full forward. Full forward is Ben O'Connor, almost had it up there, but John Gardner clears it, sweeps the ball down to the right hand corner, down towards, is it the full forward, Mark? I can't really see the corner forward. Stephen Glasgow, is that a good score? No, it goes to the left and wide. Unlucky Stephen. Newtown are going okay, alright so far, Mark, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going well. They're playing well here at the moment. They're 2 points in front, and things are going well after the first 7 minutes.
The ball's pucked down here on the right hand side, down here towards, there's a bit of a tussle here going on between Bushy Balls and number 7 for the Piarsaigh, Robert Healy. Bushy pulls in the ball first time, it's on dead ball line, surely 65, and the ref agrees with me, Carl McAllister, and so too does the umpire. Plenty hard hurling will be allowed today with Cahill reffing it anyway, I'd say, Mark.
Oh, definitely there'll be no timber spared here in this game.
Jory O'Connor, is he going to take it? He indicates that he is. Ben comes out. They might have a little discussion here. Jory goes for a stretch. Ben tosses the grass in the air. I think they were taking the piss there. number 8 there, James Murray, surely has to stand back a small bit more from the 65. Like. A bit of commotion going on here. Jury looks for the ball inside. There's no one on Jury now. If Ben looked up. Ben strikes the ball, 65. It's curling off to the right, I think, but is it enough to go over? The umpire says it is. Just about, barely, I'd say, Mark.
Yeah, just about, but they all count Larkin 5 points now to 2.
A point from Bushy Bowles, 2 points from Ben O'Connor, a point from Jerry O'Connor, and a point from Ryan Clifford. Newtown lead now 5 points to 2. They look okay so far, and there's a bit of commotion going on here between the linesmen and the Piarsaigh selectors. They're not too happy, I'd say, with that. The Piarsaigh selectors, whatever they're going on about, I don't know. Handbags. The ball is pucked, a great puck out there from Mark O'Sullivan down about 70 or 80 yards out, but it's taken up by Michael Bowles. Michael Bowles looks up with the ball, he's just dispossessed, and there's a bit of a wild swing gone in there from the Piarsaigh man. Looked a bit awkward, but still has the ball. A bit of a tussle over there now on the far wing. It's kicked on, and it's still in the corner, still in play, and that's surely a free 21 yards out. And who was fouled? I think it was Ryan Clifford, was it? Ryan Clifford was fouled. Yeah. The time reads almost 10 minutes gone. Newtown look like they're going okay so far. They're motoring on. 5 points to 2, and it's 21 yard free now to be taken by Ben. It's a fairly difficult angle. He looks up, he strikes, but these are the ones you practice in the field. Is it gone over? Yes, it is. I think he's indicating for the white flag, and obviously Ben's been doing his practice up at training anyway, Mark.
He was blowing Tommy Quilty's field there last night, practicing there with me, and between two small little poles, and geez, he went well now last night. Good score from Ben.
It was. The ball is pucked out here now 90 yards down the field, down here towards Sean Reardon. Sean gets a nice little flick on it, taken up by Jerry O'Connor. Jerry O'Connor is on 65, but the ball lands straight into Johnny Gah. Johnny Gah down towards Pat Mull, the other rock. Pat Mull here down towards Alan T. This man has speed, and he's going to use it now. Alan T passes the midfield line, passes the 65. He's on the 45. Look at the pace of the man, he's still going. He's still flicking the ball on. Oh, just taken away from him, but it's taken up here now by John O'Connor. He takes a hefty challenge, but John still has it in his hand. John looks up on his own 45. John strikes. Has it gone over? It's gone to the right and wide. Unlucky, John, unlucky. Newtown now have the capability really of taking the Piarsaigh apart. It looks like that anyway, Mark.
Yeah, if the right ball goes in there to the full forward line or half forward line, they should be able to destroy him, open them up like. Do you
think 1 or 2 goals could do it, surely?
Definitely, hopefully Newtown are well capable of getting a goal. Like they scored 4 goals against Castle Lyons, and I can't see why they cannot get a couple of goals here today.
Hopefully now they won't rest in their laurels, they'll be okay. The ball is pucked out 80 yards down the field there, but James Bowles goes up for it. James Bowles goes up for it, but he tussled well. Small Jerry goes up for it as well, but it's taken out here by Jerry O'Connor. The ball is laid out there by Small Jerry down towards Ryan Clifford. Taken up here now by Michael Bowles, takes a hefty knock, but Clifford is gone. And they keep going now, they're bearing down on goal, semi-circle time. Down here towards John O'Connor, he surely won't miss. John O'Connor gets the flick, and it's a goal! Great goal from Newtown. John O'Connor flicked in there by Ryan Clifford. And a great clearance from Jerry O'Mahony that started the whole shebang, and sure, just as I said to you there, Mark, a goal could surely put Newtown well in their way at this stage, and the Piarsaigh look kind of dead and lifeless.
I just said it there, like if the right ball can go in, and like the right ball did go in there when Ryan came in, gave a ball to John, like he was lucky the first time that the goalkeeper didn't pick it up, but he had plenty of time, but it was a good goal and they all count, and Newtown have a comfortable lead now, up 7 points.
John, of course, as well, he's after a fine junior campaign as well, so more games the better job for every player. There seems to be an injury here now to the Piarsaigh man. I'm not too sure. And John O'Connor's also taken a knock after scoring that goal, but he's after resuming again. Mr. Ian Keller, the physio, is after doing enough work. 13 minutes gone here. And Marky, out of 10, what would you rate Newtown's performance?
Oh, they're going well. I give them 11.
11, yeah, very fair assessment there from Mark. He's not a bit biased, in fairness. Tom comes off with the water. He's been busy all day. They could lick the grass there, so wait, it comes up here to Jerry O'Connor, almost bats it down, but who is that? Michael Bowles, is it? Michael Bowles has it, I think. Michael Bowles still got it, and it's flicked off his hurley, and that's surely a line ball to Newtown, but the umpire says no, and that's a disgrace, really, isn't it?
Well, I thought a linesman does the job, not an umpire.
Sorry, well, the umpire indicated to the linesman. He robbed one of them suits off your father, I said, did he? That umpire.
He did indeed. You can get them in Paul Shays for $4.99.
Arrow had do a good deal with him, as well, I heard. But anyway, my decision is reversed, and it's given to the Piarsaigh cornerback. Not a decker. There's a Gardner. No, it's Gardner, I think. There's a Gardner. I can't see who it is. It's too far away. James Murray, the midfielder. But it's blocked down well there by Ben O'Connor, is it? Yeah, Ben O'Connor looks up, he strikes. Left-handed over the bar. Great score from Newtown. Another score from Mark's cousin. 1-7 points now. Newtown look well up now. They look 10 points to 2. Like and the Piarsaigh after taking a sharp puck out here, and they really affected up there. Really, to be honest, the cornerback missed it completely, and Newtown take the quick line ball out here towards Alan T. O'Brien. He's going backwards. Alan T. still has it. He still has it up in his hand. That's a great and very intelligent ball in behind Ben O'Connor. He's gone a bit too far maybe though. Yes, just barely though. Unlucky T, but it was a good idea. They have good ideas in fairness, Mark.
Good ideas, but like T had a bit of time there to clear the ball there too, but you know, but want to better ball like instead of that one, like.
Well, I suppose you have to look for the man who's running as well, and Ben looked really to be the only man who was running.
But before that, there was plenty of time kind of coming back, like he could have gone in.
Bit of controversy down here into the corner, and it's gone out for a line ball to Newtown. Kind of a stupid, no intent there to benefit the Piarsaigh there from the Piarsaigh player passing the ball down there. It was kind of a stupid ball, but it's a hard position to take a line ball from. If Newtown could add a few more points onto their tally of 1-7 now, you reckon could be good night and curtains for the Piarsaigh. And that never say die attitude really is kind of gone. The line ball is taken there by Jerry O'Mahony. Jerry looks like he's on his own dead ball line. He takes a hefty challenge. And number 12 here, number 12 has it. Number 12 is Stephen P. O'Sullivan, but it's taken up here by number 4. Who's that? Colin O'Sullivan, yeah, number 10. And he hits it to the right and wide, and you could hear the gasp down the crowd going, ah, the north side gasp. The ball is poked down here now towards Cahill Lockton. Cahill, almost gets the ball, but it's just intercepted there by the cornerback from the Piarsaigh. And Cahill puts in a good challenge. So too does Michael Bowles. Cahill puts in a great flick there. Michael Bowles almost gets it up in his stick. Great turn, great intelligence there, great movement off the ball. It's Cahill Lockton now. This man is pace and deadly off his left side. Is it gone over? Just gone to the right and wide. And lucky Cahill, and lucky. The idea was right. And keep plugging away at their points here, and Newtown should be safely into the quarter-finals. Only 16 minutes gone though, it's early days yet. Jaxie has it there in his own 65. Down here towards Ryan Clifford, the corner forwards appear to be switching the whole time. Jerry O'Connor gets the ball in his own 45. Lays the ball off here to James Bowles. He's on the semicircle, he's on the 21. Just dispossessed there, and Mark Prendergast comes out. Former Cork hurler, of course. Mark Prendergast. Alan T goes up for it. Committed as ever. So too does Philip Noonan, Sean Reardon. And out here towards Jerry O'Mahony. Well done, Jerry gets a flick in the hurley, but it's out here towards 21. 21 is Anlo Carlon, who's replaced Sean O'Halpine. David Gardner. Bad ball towards Pat Mulcahy. Pat Mulcahy has plenty time now and he's on 65. He takes a strike. Is it dropping in low and towards the goalkeeper? The goalkeeper goes down to catch a great catch. He's outside his small rectangle, and the referee deemed him to be the goalkeeper to be tripped by Ben O'Connor. You might think otherwise, Mark.
To be quite honest, I think he's not being a bit biased. And I full sure he kind of fell over himself, like, you know. But there's a referee there to make his choice, and I suppose it's very easy for us to talk about frees or no frees. And
just you said it there, James Bowles gave a hefty shoulder to the cornerback as if to say, how are you? It's a great weekend. And after here towards Pat Mulcahy. Pat Mulcahy has it on his own 45. Down there towards the other 45, down towards Ryan Clifford again. The movement off the ball is phenomenal. I've never seen a full forward like it before. Cahill Lockton bearing down a goal on his 21, on the 21 yard line, pops the ball straight over the bar off his left. 1-8 to 2 points. Newtown are cruising.
Yeah, good score there from Cahill. The full forward line, I do say, are cruising. They're playing fierce well at the moment. Totally opening up in the Piarsaigh, and if this continues, they'll annihilate them altogether.
Sean, of course, is a big loss.
Oh, of course, it's a big loss. He had a good year with Cork this year. Big loss to any team, especially here in the Piarsaigh, and it's evident here today with the amount of ball that's going into our half-hour line and full forward line.
It's out here now in the Piarsaigh cabinet on Newtown's 45-yard line. He looks up, he strikes. I didn't see the number on his back, and whoever it was a good score. It was number 13. Number 13 is Padraig Gould again. Padraig Gould, the Cork minor, and he's got all their scores so far now. 3 points to Padraig Gould. Hopefully now he'll be doing that kind of damage in the All-Ireland minor final. The ball is pucked down here towards Ryan Clifford. As Ryan Clifford goes up for it, Ryan Clifford looked like he was fouled there. The ref says no. It's coming out here now towards number 7. Number 7 is Robert Healy, but it's blocked there, and Cahill Loughlin has the ball in his own 21. Is he put it over again? Not in his own 21, the Piarsaigh 21, and it's gone over, and it's 1-9 to 3 points. And as I said, Newtown are cruising.
Yeah, good score there from Cahill, and a great block down as well. And if Newtown can keep that up, as we'll say, like, it'll be could be in for an easy game.
The Piarsaigh look quite dead though, don't they, Mark?
Yeah, there don't seem to be no movement out of them whatsoever. Like, completely dead. Like, Newtown are firing all cylinders. Like, that's another. Look, I was going to say it was another good score from Jory, but it's gone wide.
Another cousin of yours.
Star.
How many relations do you play, Mark?
There's about 5 or 6. As Simon said one time, we're nearly worse than the Quilligans, he says like that.
The ball is pucked out here now by Mark O'Sullivan. It's a good puck of a ball against the breeze, and as the rain starts to pour down here, well, it's a misty kind of a breeze. Comes out here down towards Brendan Mulcahy. Looks like he was tackled from behind, but the ref says no. Philip Noonan has it. Pat Mull goes in for it as well. Philip Noonan and Pat Mull, tenacious tackles. The ball that comes out here towards Chops, a fast low ball in towards Colin Lynch. Colin Lynch is flicked away by Dermot Cleese now towards Pat Mulcahy. Pat Mulcahy, and there's a smack off the ball there to Brendan Mulcahy. And number 8, I think it was, James Murray, and that looked quite dirty now, to be honest.
I didn't see it there, Larkin. He must have got a nasty belt for Brendan to go down. It's not like Brendan to go down.
Would it be a straight red? Yes, it is. He gets the old strawberry split from Cahill McAllister, and didn't often you see Cahill McAllister dishing out the strawberry splits.
Jesus, no, and he must have got a bad, as I say, he must have got a bad belt, and that's the only way to go is to get the line.
So that's surely good night and thanks to the Piarsaigh, if unless they can pull it out of the bag. Good night, Harry, and that says the song, isn't it?
Total frustration altogether. Like, Newtown are up now, is it 9 points, and they're coming out now with this, and if they're going to continue with this, they'll have no one plan. As we say, we can go back to our backs and forwards again.
There's only 10 minutes to go. There's still 10 minutes to go on the first half, and to be honest, Newtown don't look threatened at all. And well, the only threat they look like is the threat to their life after that tackle anyway. That dirty fecker, James Murray. You want to watch yourself, James? You're done for assault. The guard here is beside me.
We'll book him.
You can catch him for me. Paul Morrissey pucks the ball if he's on 21. Down there, great ball towards Alan T if he gets it. Alan T is still going for it. Alan T almost gets it up in his hurley, but it's taken off him there by number 4. Number 4 is Darren Mannix. And it's pucked out here now by some other one of the Piarsaigh backs. Down here towards number 15. Number 15 is Stephen Glasgow. Is it Glasgow Rangers or Glasgow Celtic? But no way, ref. Number 15, Stephen Glasgow, looked like he was made the most of that. Looks like he held on to James Bowles' hurley. What do you think, Mark?
I know it was a free in the Piarsaigh now, Larkin, be fair.
You sure? If you look at it there closely, if Kevin put that on replay in the pub now on Sunday night, you'll see that he was actually holding on to Bushy's hurley.
Just getting back to about Kevin there, I see he's wearing the Piarsaigh colours. I wonder, is that the Shamrock Bar written down their jersey below by any chance?
He's sporting the Piarsaigh colours today, alright. Here's another man sporting the Piarsaigh colours. Padraig Gould. Cork minor looks up and he's on 65, difficult angle. He strikes. It's a good strike of a ball. It's surely gone over. It's after dropping in. It looked like it was going over. Paul there has it. Paul low ball out towards Philip Noonan. Just under Philip's hurley, taken out here now by Colm O'Sullivan. Out towards number 12, Stephen P. O'Sullivan. Stephen P. has a shot taken by Paul Morrissey again. Paul out in his own, just outside, almost in his 21-yard line. Pucks the ball down towards the 45-yard line, down towards Ryan Clifford, and dispossessed again by the Piarsaigh defender. And Newtown have the breeze. Whether the breeze could tell a lot at this stage. 112 or 1-9 to 3 points, 12 points to 3. There's 9 points in it. Surely that breeze isn't worth 9 points back, is it?
definitely not from what the performance we've seen here from Newtown already. Like the amount of ball Newtown have got, like they could have registered even more than 1-9. There's nothing going in there to that in the Piarsaigh full forward line. So, but then again, like we can belt it to say in the first 5 minutes of the second half, but I can't see it making any difference whatsoever.
And sometimes you'd wonder actually the breeze with Newtown might actually be a disadvantage to him, because the ball tends to go over the forwards' heads as opposed to a breeze holding it up might give him lower ball into the forwards.
Oh yeah, of course, like Joe, I agree with you there, Larkin, totally 100%.
Yeah. And the ref's going to throw it in there as a bit of schmozzling, a bit of ruffling each other up there. And Cahill's a good man to ruffle up a fella as well. He throws in the ball, Cahill McAllister. And there's another little schmozzle over there in the corner. Cahill, is he going to reach it before he gets there? The man has lightning pace, but the cornerback or fullback, whoever it was, I can't even see because the sun is glaring off his number. Pucks the ball down towards the 65, hits off Sean Reardon and goes out for a line ball on the far side to the Piarsaigh, and the crowd are very dead and solemn. I suppose the city crowd don't have too much to be shouting about these days, Mark, really, to be honest.
Jesus, no, like the amount of teams that got knocked out there in the first round, like City Hurling has gone back altogether. We have here from the first round, second round, the Bishopstown were gone, Blackrock were beat, and you had Douglas beat as well, like so. In the first round as well, there's a few. So City Hurling is gone down, like you can see that there with the Cork team as well. Like most of the country clubs there are to the fore.
Yeah, that's true. Like if you look at the last 16 teams in it, you have St Finbarrs, you have the Piarsaigh, Glen Rovers, and that's it from the city. Well, if you're including CIT, which you probably have very few from the city. So you're talking 3 or 4 teams out of 16 from the city, which for a competition that used to be dominated by city teams. The demise of City Hurling is evident. It goes out here. Is it a free or a line ball? I'm not too sure, Mark. I missed that bit. I was carried away there.
And we were wandering to the line ball.
A line ball. It looks like a free to me.
Free soft, ever.
The ball is taken here by Padraig Gould. I think Padraig has been very successful all day. That's his 4th point out of 5 shots, and that's gone over again. Padraig Gould has scored 4 points. 3 from frees, 1 from play, and the ball is poked up by Paul Morrissey. It's a big high one towards Bushy balls. Bushy goes up for it, just barely touches the top of his fingertips, and Bushy looks like he was fouled there, but he hadn't. Number 4 is for the Piarsaigh is Dan Mannix. Dan Mannix pucks the ball down here towards Stephen Glasgow Rangers, Glasgow Celtic, they're all good, and his great flick there from Jerry O'Mahony. Jerry O'Mahony is still bursting out. He looks like he's been tackled very unfairly, and the ref has given the 65, so too was the umpire, but in fairness to Jerry, he did well there. 65s. It's a hard angle as well for Padraig Gould. Mark now is how do you think we're going so far, Mark?
Going well now so far. Another 65 here from the Piarsaigh. Padraig Gould has thrown them over there all day. Good free taker, good little player now in fairness, and John, if not having him, they've been in serious trouble so far.
Just as you mentioned now, Padraig Gould looks up to the post. Is he going to strike it? He is now. He looks up, strikes it off his left. It's gone over, is it not? No, it tails off to the left. It's gone wide.
The commentator's curse.
We can curse him all day, hopefully. Paul Morrissey now is on the small rectangle, and right in the edge of it, he looks like he'll be going for a short one, but it's not too short when you look at that. It's gone to the Piarsaigh 65, taken well there by Mark Prendergast, who appears to be playing in outfield in the absence of Sean O'Gahel being taken up his position. Padraig Gould again has the ball. It's a swirling breeze out there, doesn't do him any favours, and chops does well just to shepherd the ball out of play, and it goes out for a puck out to Newtown, wide ball. I heard we have a few celebrities down here watching the match today, Mark. There's John Loughlin is here, and Michael Dygan, Cyril Farrell. They're down for the weekend. I heard they're going on the lash tonight.
Yeah, there's a stag party there for Marty Morrissey tonight, and himself and that pigeon. But I just met him there on the way, and looking forward to a good game of hurling. They were impressed with the first game, but they were hoping for a good game playing Newtown and the Piarsaigh.
And just as you mentioned it there, Colin O'Sullivan from the Piarsaigh gets the ball about 55-60 yards out and puts it straight over the bar from a fairly central position. Paul Morrissey is going to puck the ball out now again. The scoreboard reads Newtown Shandrum 1-9, the Piarsaigh 5 points. It's pucked out here now towards Bushy Bowes. Bushy goes up for it. The Piarsaigh claim he was playing the hurling, but the play goes on. John O'Connor is tussling on the ground with John Gardner. The ball is poked out well there, down towards a free Jerry O'Mahony. There's someone right behind him. Jerry flicks it back well. That's good defending from Jerry, and Brendan has it as well. Very cool, very calm, very collected, and Jerry has it now up 21 yards out. He's bursting out towards the centre of the field. Lays the ball off towards Sean Reardon, and Sean looks up on the 45-yard line. Good ball there towards Ryan Clifford. Ryan Clifford's been in each corner, each wing, each centre. He's all over the place today. He's keep going. A beautiful ball there towards Michael Bowles. I think is just dispossessed there. Oh, great save there. Great shot, and it goes over the bar. I think it was Jerry O'Connor. Was it Mark, your cousin again?
Yeah, good score from Jerry, but before that there was good intelligent play there by the young lads there, from Sean down to Ryan and there to Michael. I thought 3 good young lads there. Good hurling.
It was, in fairness, good hurling. Jerry O'Connor with the score there, as Mark O'Sullivan now is going to puck the ball out. What's left of the mark? I'd say there can't be too much, 4 or 5 minutes. So there's only a minute left. Comes out here now towards the Piarsaigh midfield man, but it comes out here towards Padraig Gould. It looks like the most dangerous player today, but he's not going to burn Alan T for pace, and of course Alan T is an extra few years of him as well, and his physical ability just knocked him out of the way. Pat Mulcahy locks the ball down there now towards Ben O'Connor. Ben on the 21. Ben gets it up on his stick. He's almost on the dead ball line. He still has it. It's fairly slippy down there. It's almost like a Premiership field out. It's so greasy. Ben looks up, but he looks for the runner. The runner is almost Jerry, almost Cahill. It could have been one of them. John looks up. John still has the ball. John still looks up. John, beautiful ball to Jerry. Watch your back, Jerry. Jerry just gets a late tackle in, and the Piarsaigh come away at the ball, or have they yet? They have now. They're bursting out here now towards their own 45. Slapped away there by Stephen P. O'Sullivan. And number 15, Stephen Glasgow, is at it again. And Brendan does well to defend it. And he looks like he's lying all over the ball. Surely, not being biased, but any fellow who's lying over the ball like that, it should be a free given against him. You saw it there against Cork and Waterford. It's a fairly controversial rule. It should be cleared up a bit, really, shouldn't it, Mark?
Oh, definitely. Like the last game there, was it one of the games between Armagh and Roscommon, something happened like that, and the referee gave a free out instead of like Brian Gavin against Offaly with Cork and Waterford, gave a free in, but definitely has to be cleared up.
It's an open book, really, what the refs do. As I look up, David Gardner has it here, brother of John. He's harassed by 3 Newtown defenders, and that could have gone either way as well, but I suppose you had to give it they were locked in each other's horns.
Oh, definitely, but sure, like as I said, it's up to the referee's discretion, and free in front of Piarsaigh.
Scoreline reads Newtown Shandon 110, the Piarsaigh 5 points. It looks fairly bleak, really, is the word there. Thanks, Stephen. From an Piarsaigh point of view, as he looks up, Padraig Gould, he strikes, and that's another point from Padraig Gould. And of course, he scored 5 points now today, and Colin O'Sullivan, of course, got that nice point from play earlier on, but the scoreboard still looks fairly glim for them. The ref is calling for the ball, and it's half time, and Newtown Shandon go in at half time. The scoreline of 1 goal and 10 points to 6 points. They're going well.
Just back out here again. I'm joined here by RT's top analyst here from the Sunday game. I'm joined here with Joe Loughnane, Michael Duignan, Cyril Farrell, Marty Morrissey, Kevin Mistay, and Jesus, surprisingly, he brought on Mark Lawrenson. Well, Joe, I'll start with you. What you make of this game here so far?
Well, to be honest, it's lacking intensity, it's lacking vigour. But in fairness, the Piarsaigh look fairly amateurish. They remind me of Clare hurling this year. Absolutely diabolical stuff.
I see, Joe, you brought on there Mark Lawrenson. What was the idea of that?
Well, to be honest now, Mark, we brought on Mark Lawrenson because we felt he didn't have a clue about hurling. I talked about Today FM, TV3 about soccer this, soccer that, and sure, you know yourself, fantastic.
Well, Mark, what do you think of this game? I hear you're down here to see Cathal Naughton.
Yeah, I tell you what, I saw him in Nuts Forest before. I tell you what, that's what's what. Great footballer.
Marty, I see it is your stag party. Where are you heading out tonight?
We might go to Instinct. Here it's a good spot. We're all on the lash tonight now. Myself and Michael Duignan are in rounds.
Michael, can you tell me this now? Compare to Offaly hurling, how do you see this game turning out?
Well, you know yourself, Mark, you know, hurl high, hurl low, hurl medium. It's about a game of hurler, you know, nice little tasty hurlers there. You got the sub-goalie there from the Piarsaigh. He's falling all over the place there trying to save the ball, you know. He's lacking it, and you know, Stephen Byrne there from Offaly, you know, red-haired fella, looked like Paul Morrissey, tasty goalkeeper, you know, and he had a touch, but that fella don't.
I see you brought on there Kevin McStay there with you. Kevin, you're a footballing analyst. How do you see this game? Are you enjoying this good game of hurling here in Cork today?
Well, I'd rather if it was the big ball, but there's going to be bonfires tonight, sure.
We'll finish up here with one last final thought. George, do you think Newtown can go hold out and win this game?
I can't see him losing it, to be honest. The Piarsaigh look fairly pathetic. In fairness, the first touch is absolutely disgraceful. You swear they haven't trained all year. I know it's been 3 months. They might be a bit rusty since they played the last championship game, but they look absolutely scandalous.
And before I go, I'll just get a quick word in for Cyril Farrell. Cyril, how do you see this game? Were you impressed with the first half, and how will the second half go?
As such, you know, reminded me of the ferret and the rabbit, you know.
Thank you, lads. We will go join here for one quick commercial break, and we'll be back for the second half between Newtown Shandrum and the Piarsaigh.
Just back from the toilet there now, Mark. Had he kept you going there with all the celebrities. The ball is thrown in there out towards number 13, Padraig Gould. Padraig Gould, the Cork Miners, has been their only start so far, and the change in the Newtown team is number Jack Hurley, of course, number 19, the Cork Miner, and plays the ball beautifully up towards Ryan Clifford. Ryan Clifford, beautiful ball in towards Cahill, knocked it in towards the corner. It comes up, almost come up there, the bushy balls. And Small Johnny has been taken off for Jack Hurley. Probably just rotating the squad. He's like Jose Mourinho, Simon and Liam below. The ball is pucked up here now towards James Bowles. James gets afflicted almost. John O'Connor's chasing well. Great harassing by John O'Connor. He's still chasing. Mark Prendergast, beautiful ball there now into the corner, down towards Jack. There's two of them. There's Dermot Gleeson calls it. Dermot Gleeson and Newhouse 21. Beautiful ball up here now towards Michael Bowles. Michael Bowles is chasing after, just gone over the line now. It's going to be a line ball to the Piarsaigh. And surely, Mark, you'd think at this stage 3 or 4 points could ramp it home for Newtown, really, couldn't it?
Yeah, if Newtown can get a good start and get a few scores on the board before the Piarsaigh, I think Newtown should be on their way and hopefully to a quarter final with either Glen Rovers or Killeagh.
Ronald McGregor, the former Cork panelist, takes the ball there towards number 12. Number 12 is Stephen P. O'Sullivan. He's just hooked, well hooked by Michael Bowles. Stephen P. O'Sullivan still has it on the 65. Plays a low ball down towards the corner forward for the Piarsaigh. I can't see who it is, but Jerry O'Connor, as usual, sweeping up behind his own half back line. Beautiful ball towards Michael Bowles. Michael goes up for it, almost gets it into his paw, but it's well taken by Number 4 is Darren Mannix. He's having a not too bad a game at all. Ronan McGregor on the Piarsaigh, going to step up to the mark a small bit now. Taken by David Gardner. David Gardner, first touch lets him down a bit, but it's this man who's the only other scorer besides Padraig Gould. Colin O'Sullivan, beautiful ball, not into Jack Hurley's hand. Jack Hurley sweeps the ball up the field, and there's a bit of space here now for the Piarsaigh defenders to clear the ball, compose themselves, and they launch another attack down here. But there's 2 men on Mr. Stephen Glasgow in the corner. Stephen Glasgow does well to retain possession. Nice ball in towards the 21, dangerous ball, well shouldered there from Philip Noonan. He just came across him and there was nothing illegal about that. Jerry O'Connor has the ball, hits the ball up towards his own 65, up towards Bushy Balls. Great work rate all day, Bushy Balls. Same with the juniors, great work rate as well. Comes out here now towards John Gardner. John Gardner strikes it off his left. It's dropping in, it's dropping over the bar, and the Piarsaigh maybe have raised their game a small bit, Mark.
Yeah, good score there from John Gardner. I hit that one well from about 65 yards out, 70 yards out. It was a good score from the Piarsaigh. That'll bring them on there again a small bit.
And of course the crowd as well, they're after getting behind their team now a small bit, and things are starting to liven up again. Maybe for the second half we might have a game in our hands yet. The ball is pucked up by Paul, won again, gathered again by number 12 Stephen P. O'Sullivan, who seems to be sweeping a lot of ball. It's a great score from the Piarsaigh, and Newtown need to up it a small bit now. They seem to be resting on their laurels a small bit, Mark.
Definitely there, Lark, and there are 2 good points there. Another second good point there from the Piarsaigh with Stephen O'Sullivan. As you say, like, Newtown have to up the ante now. Like, we're up 5 points, and we should, like, from what we've seen the first half, they should have been putting them away. We should be putting these away, but it was a good start now from the Piarsaigh.
Yeah, they're starting well in fairness. Jack Hurley gets it up and almost on his stick. Out here towards Philip Noonan and Pat Mull. There's 2 of them. Philip is the ball flicked away, but Newtown are there in numbers. Newtown, of course, just to remind all the viewers today, Newtown, of course, have the added advantage of 15 players against 14. Sometimes some people say that could be a disadvantage. Maybe it is when you see scores like that going over the bar, and the Piarsaigh are after bringing back the margin to 5 points, Mark. It's 110 to 8. Sorry, it's 110 to 9, 4 points. My apologies there. The ball's poked out here by Paul Morrissey. It's hit off John Gardner, is it? The ref says it's a clash ball. What's he going for? Maybe it's an Piarsaigh ball he's giving it. He's giving it a Padraig Gould again, the rain take and everything. And Stephen Sullivan, half-back. Stephen Sullivan, who was named half-forward, Stephen P. O'Sullivan for the Piarsaigh, seems to be cleaning up everything around midfield, half-back area for the Piarsaigh, doesn't he?
Oh, he is. He's got another, last point they got was another fantastic point, and if they can keep that there, it'll bring the Piarsaigh back into it. Like, but for our own lads, we'll have to start up in the ante and trying to get the ball into that full forward line. I know we'll have a tough breeze, but for what we've seen in the first half, we didn't really expect like from the Piarsaigh coming out in the second half, but it's been a good start from the Piarsaigh.
One thing of note there, they're after bringing out Cathal Lockton kind of a bit deeper. They're after bringing him out around half forward position, maybe almost centre field. We could be playing a 3-man midfield, 2-man full forward, and it looks like to be the right way to go at the moment because they seem to be dominating that area of the field, Mark.
Well, if Cathal can get the ball into his hand, he'd be a good man to run it in instead of kind of hitting it in. Like, but we'll see now in the next couple of minutes how things will fare out.
Just as you said that now, Ronan McGregor, the midfielder, goes to take a line ball for the Piarsaigh. Gets beautiful ball inside, but there's surely enough Newtown defenders to cope with that. Is there not? Jack Hurley has it now, swept out by Jack, centre back for the Cork Minor hurlers. Hopefully he's centre back in the All-Ireland final. I'd say he will be here. The fine game the last day. Taken up here now by number 13 Padraig Gould. Dangerous ball again though, and his Cork Minor colleague Jack Hurley, he gets a touch on it. Taken up here now almost by Jerry O'Connor. And there's a bit of a tussle inside. The ref might have to throw it in. Maybe he doesn't. That's a free out because Pat Mulcahy, someone pulled across his hand there, and our lawyer man looked like he was going for the ball. Pat put his body on the line and took the slap, got the free, and that's what's needed to win this game, I think, at this stage, Mark.
Yeah, there's definitely a free out. Yeah, you got a kind of a nasty enough slap, but Pat's up in when he's all right again, and Newtown have the free out. Take a bit of pressure off us.
John O'Connor seems to be gone full forward. Ronan McGregor again sweeping all over the place. Their half back line midfield is sweeping up. Jerry O'Connor goes up for Pat Mulcahy though, has it, sweeps the ball beautifully down the field. Not so beautifully though, down towards number 12 Stephen P. O'Sullivan, the man I was talking about. John Gardner looks up, strikes up his right. Is it going over? I think it's gone to the left and wide harmlessly, thank God, because that might just take the wind out of their sails a small bit. They're on an almighty roll at the moment, the Piarsaigh, aren't they, Mark?
They're playing well. If you go back to the first game between Cloyne and Midleton, Cloyne got off to a great start like that, and they were down to 14 men and they went in front. But I think if Newtown can kind of settle down a small bit as the game go on, hopefully we might register a few scores. We might hold up for this win.
Hopefully now the ball comes down here down the near side there towards Padraig Gould again. Ronan McGregor almost gets it up, and the Piarsaigh crowd are starting to get behind him now. Sean Reardon putting pressure on. The ball is laid inside there towards Colin O'Sullivan, but it goes in towards the corner forward again. Is that Stephen Glasgow? Colin O'Sullivan again looks like he was tripped. Very, very harsh decision. Brendan Mulcahy pleading with Cathal McAllister, saying he caught the ball 3 times, or did he catch it up and throw it, Mark? Or did he throw it and catch it?
From what I can see there for the last couple of 2 minutes, it seems to me like the Piarsaigh are playing with 15 and Newtown playing with 14. They seem to be finding them in. Like, Newtown need to be closing them down, and unfortunately it was an easy enough free given in there. Like, Cathal did hit him, like, so.
Ben O'Connor there discarding of the helmet, maybe he means business. Padraig Gould again strikes the ball over the bar. There's only a goal between it now, and things are starting to hotten up here now in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. The Piarsaigh are by no means out of it. John Loughnane could be eating humble pie at the end of this after declaring at half-time how pathetic the Piarsaigh were. Maybe he'd have to take back those words, because this team seems to have a never say die attitude. But just as I said, Bushy Bowles catches a beautiful ball off the air towards Jerry O'Connor. Jerry O'Connor lays the ball off towards John O'Connor's taken down, and that's surely a yellow card anyway, at least, or maybe a black book. Could be a custard slice.
Could be a custard slice. We have to dish out the strawberry split already, so we can't see too many more being dished out, to be quite honest.
The custard slice, sugary and tasty.
I'm off that for Lint.
Lint in for another while, Mac.
Lint every day down my house. They were not in the fridge.
Substitution here for Newtown, and looks like PJ Cops is coming in, surely, is it? Yes, it's PJ. And who is going to make way for PJ? I think it's Alan T. He seems to be walking towards the sideline. His wrist looks kind of at him. It's strapped up. And well done, Alan T. The crowd applaud him as he goes off the field. Now it's Ben O'Connor on the edge of the semicircle, 21 yards out. He looks up, he strikes, and it goes over the bar And Newtown Shandram now are back into a 4-point lead, and they have to up the ante. That's their first score of the second half. At the moment, for the second half, the scoreline reads in the Piarsaigh 4 points, Newtown 1 point, but overall Newtown are up 3 points. 4 points. Cathal Loughlin has the ball. This man has pace. Surely no man will catch him. Padraig Gould is fast, but Cathal Loughlin's faster. Off his left, that score of the day so far from Cathal Loughlin. Great score on his left. That's why he's playing so well at the moment. He's the sheer confidence to take on any man and the speed.
Great score there from Cathal down there the wing on his perfect side over the bar. Good score line. That'll get Newtown settled in. Like as we said, settled in. We can open these up and hopefully we can restore that 7-point lead that we had there in the first half.
A very high trajectory there from the goalkeeper Mark O'Sullivan down, but it's very lengthy as well. It comes out here towards David Gardner, hits off his left and flicked away by Dermot Gleeson. First time hurling, they're used to that in Tipperary. Comes up there now towards PJ Copps, barely gets a flick on it, but so too does Michael Bowles. A good challenge in, and surely the steps, the ref says no. Taken up here now by number 13, is it Padraig Gould again? Padraig Gould goes for another Gary Owen, but it goes in towards Pat Mulcahy. Pat Mulcahy sweeps up again, beautiful hurler out here towards Sean Reardon. Sean Reardon gets it up almost, that's surely a free, and Cathal McAllister has a tendency to let things go. PJ Copps battling, almost blocked down by Sean Reardon, taken here by Jory O'Connor. Jory O'Connor on his own 65 towards Cathal Loughlin on the Piarsaigh 65. He's bursting through on goal. He's on the 45. Off his left. Is it gone over the bar? I'd say it is. Yes, it is. A great score from Cathal Loughlin, set up by Jory O'Connor. And Cathal McAllister is letting things go here. There's a quick puck out here towards. He gives a free, and I think it was Padraig Gould was fouled there, was it?
Yeah, Padraig's good, but another good score from Cathal. Cathal is coming back into it now again. That's 2 good scores that Cahill's after getting. And
Newtown are after establishing their lead as well a bit more now. It's still a 2-goal advantage, 113 to 10 points after how many minutes of play, Mark? A 0 according to Mark's clock. He forgot to turn it on. We'll have a guess at it. I'd say there's about 10 minutes gone surely, is there? 5? We'll go ahead, 7.5 minutes gone. 10 minutes gone there according to Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. And the ball is hit in low, it's a low trajectory, and did he have the crossbar, or was it Paul's Hurley? I couldn't really see it.
Paul's Hurley and over the bar.
Well done, Paul.
Good score from the Piarsaigh.
It is good score from the Piarsaigh, and well done to Paul. The sun in his eyes is a hard one to stop. The ball is pucked out here by Paul against the breeze. That's a good puck out up towards the Piarsaigh 65-yard line. Taken there by Michael Bowles. Michael Bowles, unlucky dodge, actually almost ran across the take, but it's taken up here now by Ronan McGregor again. He's sweeping well today. There's John Gardner. John Gardner leads the ball off there towards Mark Prendergast. Is that a big massive one there from the Piarsaigh, and they're getting themselves back into it again. Only a 4-point gap between Newtown and the Piarsaigh at the moment, Mark.
Yeah, that's another huge score from the Piarsaigh, but they can't be depending on the backs to be scoring there the whole time. There's a full foul line down there as well, but another good score from the Piarsaigh.
Paul Morrissey looks for the free man down here. There's a man here behind PJ Copps, and there he is. John O'Connor almost gets it up into his hand. The ref gives a free there for holding against John O'Connor, and the Piarsaigh crowd now we're getting revved up to the last. It's number 2 now. Number 2 is Donald Murphy. Is he going to take it? He leaves the ball off to John Gardner, and here comes the man. John O'Connor now is making way for John Paul King, JP. Of course, the man has been suffering with bronchitis. I think Mark was it during the week, and he was sick and ill, but that man, you know, he has magic feet, magic hands, and he'll surely stick a few, will he?
I will, no better man. They don't call him King of the Road for nothing.
Just as I said, sticking a few, Johnny Gardner has put the ball over the bar, and now there's only a goal between them, and things are hottening up.
Things are hottening up. Another good score from the Piarsaigh. John Paul's on here, and John O'Connor's gone off. John played a good game, got a good goal, so he can be happy with his performance overall.
Taken there, puck out taken by Paul Morrissey. Things are starting to get a bit lively now. Johnny Gardner goes up for it again. Great catch. It's a free. He's playing for the free. He held onto the hurley. It's a free. Well done, Cathal McAllister. And Pat Mulcahy won a great free there. In fairness, was very persistent and never fouled. John Gardner held onto his hurley, and that's another trick that John Gardner has used in inter-county referees. They have fallen for it. Cathal McAllister didn't.
No, Carl's the man boy.
Cahill's the man boy. How is he a man and a boy? It's like Britney Spears' song. I'm a girl, not yet a woman. Or I'm not a girl, whatever it is.
That's for sure.
Free here now. Basically 65 for Ben to be taken time. Mark Stafford says there's 3 minutes gone, but we forgot it 10 minutes before that. There's 30 minutes gone. Ben O'Connor strikes it, and unusually for Ben, he strikes it left and wide. Newtown still have that goal advantage, that crucial goal coming from John O'Connor. The ball's to be pucked out now by Mark O'Sullivan. Mark O'Sullivan's a fine puck of a ball down there towards Newtown 45. The pressure's on now, taken on here by Sean Reardon. Sean Reardon gets it up first time, left-handed towards PJ Copps. Beautiful flick there by PJ onto Cathal Loughlin. Cathal flicks the first time, gets it up in his hurley. Cahill's on, bearing down a goal. He's on the 45. He's still going. He's on the 21 now. 3 times, I think. I think he only caught it twice. And the referee is
looking at that there, Larkin. I think Colin Loughlin has a point, but even before that, he should have played that ball in there. John Paul was open, and we could have been in for a certain goal chance.
That's true, Mark. The ball is hit down here now, deep into Newtown full back line, but it's taken up by Philip Newton. Philip lays off to Brendan. Brendan, as solid as ever, takes a hefty shoulder, takes a hefty knock. And the Piarsaigh now dangerous here, that looming in on goal. Don't tell me this is another point, surely not. No, gone to the right and wide, harmless.
I'm taking over here while Larkin is eating a drifter. He thought it was more important to eat a drifter than to commentate for the match, but there's a puck out here for Paul Piarsaigh. Straight down here to James Bowles. But it's there, the number 21 for Piarsaigh lies down over and it'll be a throw in there. Back here with Carl McAllister. Ball is thrown in. Jory O'Connor goes down, but he loses out to number 11. 21 from the Piarsaigh drives it down, but it's come down here far as Brendan Mulcahy. Brendan Mulcahy loses the first time, it goes back in, but Chops comes out. The Piarsaigh boys around it, and it's there, the number 10 from the Piarsaigh is Colin O'Sullivan. They're all in down there together. Pat kind of drags and kind of gets away with it there. Up here with Jack Hurley, Cork Minor. Strikes it out here towards James Bowles, but he won't make it. But it's to 21 for this Anlin O'Carrollin for the Piarsaigh. But down now to number 10 Colin O'Sullivan. He plays back here now to Sean Reardon, who strikes first time down here up towards Michael Bowles. A good ball indeed towards Michael Bowles, and he's on his bike hopefully, but he's blocked down there by John Gardner. And it's the number 4 here from the Piarsaigh coming out with the ball. Only fouls to be Cathal Loughlin. Cathal Loughlin takes it up, looks up, finds John Paul King. John Paul King has it. John Paul King still has it, still going with it. And unlucky, John Paul there could have played, was it Ryan Clifford? But the corner comes far as Cathal Loughlin. Cathal Loughlin strikes, and that one is going wide. I'll put you back here to Larkins after finishing his drifter.
Thanks for that, Kevin. A beautiful drifter, Kevin. Compliments of Kevin Daly. A beautiful drifter. The ball is pucked out here now. Newtown unlucky there, and the ball is pucked out by Mark O'Sullivan. Beautiful ball down here now to Newtown, tossing for the full back line. Who has it now? It's Brendan Mulcahy. He's barely blocked, and in fairness to the Piarsaigh draft, upping the ante now. They're hunting in packs, and Newtown are playing fairly like they're men under pressure at the moment. He can't give a free in there. He couldn't even get rid of the ball, and the ref has given a free in. As they introduce another substitution, Keane O'Mahony, never heard of him. Hopefully he's not that good anyway, else we could be in trouble.
He's actually my first cousin, Larkin. Like myself, useless.
Is he your first cousin?
No.
Mark, of course, has children in the Piarsaigh as well. His son Keane is coming on now. You never told us about that Northside girl, Mark. While he was training as a guard.
Kevin Drynan puts it in that registered.
As you mentioned that, there's no time to be laughing now, because the Piarsaigh are after reducing Newtown's lead to 2 points. The worst lead of all you could have, I think, in any game of hurling. Paul Piarsaigh pucks the ball out here now, about 70 yards out here towards PJ Copps. PJ goes up for number 13 is Padraig Gould. Padraig Gould still has it, and he's still tussling away with it. He's on the ground, but it comes up here now towards Jerry O'Connor. Jerry O'Connor still has it. He looks up, he's looking for the option. He lays it out towards Philip Noonan. Philip Noonan sells the dummy, hits the ball out towards Cathal Loughlin. Cathal Loughlin's on the 65. This man has pace, the man has skill. He looks up, beautiful ball there towards Bushy balls, Bushy looks up, he strikes. We need this to go over. It just goes to the right and wide, and Newtown are under pressure now, to be honest. It's time. Our clock reads about 12 minutes to go. About 12 minutes to go, so Newtown really have to up the ante, and Newtown look like they could be in trouble. We need a few scores fairly badly. The ball is pucked out there by Mark O'Sullivan. Great gathering there by the Newtown centre half back Pat Mulcahy. Helmet discarded now. He means business. It comes out here now towards Ryan Clifford. Referee, that's surely a free, and Cathal McAllister perhaps is letting too much go. He's fouled again surely. Bushy bowls, the big 6'14" man. He gets the ball into his hand. Lays the ball out here towards Ben O'Connor. Ben has it. Ben has skill. Ben has pace. He looks up. Lays the ball up. Oh, almost played off there towards his brother Jerry. The ball is still there. The ball could go anywhere now at all, and bursting out with it now is don't foul him. The referee, in fairness to him, is letting things go. PJ Copps has it now. PJ has it up in his hand. Beautiful ball out towards Cathal. Cathal looks up. Cathal looks for the option again. Lays the ball off towards Philip Noonan. Philip Noonan will surely strike. It is fairly accurate, but it just goes drop shot, and it's 16-14 still to Newtown. There's a free man out here now if the goalkeeper Mark O'Sullivan can see him. He's looking for Colin O'Sullivan. Are they related? They could be brothers, I'm not too sure. And there's an Piarsaigh man down injured. Perhaps this might take the wind out of their sails a small bit now, Mark. I said this already, but we need it badly. We need Newtown. Seem like they need 2 or 3 points.
They do indeed. They've kind of went off the boil here for the second half. There's none of the ball that they got within the first half not going in here in the second half, and we're after hitting a couple of stupid wides, as you could say. But hopefully if we can get 1 or 2 scores on here, that we can hold out and get this game under our belts, and hopefully get it, most of the point, get a win.
The clock reads, it's about 10 minutes to go, Mark.
About 10 minutes to go.
About 10 minutes to go. So it's anyone's match at this stage. There's only a puck of a ball in it. And the referee tends here to Colin O'Sullivan still. And there goes Tom O'Brien trudging off the field after dishing out the water to the lads, the high quality H2O. Good work, Tom.
He's a mighty man,
said Mark.
Top man.
Someone trying to ring me there. No mobile phones allowed in the boxes. The ball is pucked out there by Mark O'Sullivan. Mark O'Sullivan looks to pick out the man there, David Gardner, but well flaked away by Philip Noonan, one of his trademarks. Line ball now to be taken by the Piarsaigh on the far side. Perhaps both sides are perhaps maybe tiring a small bit. The game has kind of dropped its intensity a small bit, but comes out here now towards Cathal Lockton. Cathal gets the vital flick in it, but that's a dangerous ball. There's no one inside. Jack really is there, no, but they go for the crossfield ball. There's 4 or 5 Newtown defenders there against 2 Piarsaigh attackers, and one of the Piarsaigh attacker has it, strikes it off his left, and hopefully that's gone harmlessly wide, and that's what it is. If that went over, Mark will be in big trouble.
We'll be in big trouble, like, and as I can see, as I said there kind of a while ago, like, it seems to me like the Piarsaigh are playing with the 15 while we were with the 14. We not kind of seem to find the spare man, and it's a good comeback now from the Piarsaigh, as you say, like down to 14 men.
Paul Morrissey pucks the ball down here towards Bushy Balls. It's blocked down, taken up here now by Pat Mulcahy. Pat Mulcahy's tackling Padraig Gould so far. Padraig Gould is surely not too far off being man in the match so far. Dangerous ball here now, one-on-one situation between Mr. Glasgow and Paul gets the vital flick there. Paul Morrissey lays the ball, beautiful ball out here towards Jerry O'Connor. Jerry needs a second touch to get it up, and up it goes there now towards Sean Reardon. Sean Reardon plays a delicate ball in towards PJ Copps. PJ looks up, he should lay the ball off now. Is he going to lay it off now to Pat Mulcahy? Pat Mulcahy, it's unusual to see him in this position. It's John Paul King. John Paul looks up, he strikes, pops it over the bar, and that's the score that Newtown need. And they need 1 or 2 more of those to lift it up a small bit. PJ Copps did well there in fairness, Mark. So too did Sean Reardon.
Played well. To good ball there from Sean to PJ, and PJ Pat to John Paul. Good play. If we know we can get a few more of them, like, we should hopefully hold out.
Just as you said, now this man again, PJ Copps has it up in his hand, lays the ball off towards Jerry O'Connor. Jerry O'Connor's bearing down and goal on the 65. Ben just waits for it maybe, but it still gets it. That's how good the man is. It's up here now towards James Bowles. James Bowles is breaking down the 45. I lay the ball off here towards Cathal Nocton. Cahill's bearing down on goal. He's on the 21. He's on the 13. He strikes. It's a great goal for Newtown Shandrum. One of his trademark finishes. And surely that's good night, Irene, for the Piarsaigh.
I think so, Larkin. That was a great goal from Cathal Nocton. Even there, when there was 3 men there in front of him, he took his pass, picked it, back of the net. Great goal for Newtown. Great goal there for Cathal.
Great finish, and the space just opened up in front of him. And no better buckle to put it away than Cathal Nocton.
There was a good ball there given by Bushy, who's playing really well now today.
Is James Bolt, his work rate has been phenomenal all day. As it's not over yet, and the Piarsaigh are still bearing down on goal here. They look to strike the ball off the left. Has it gone over? It's gone harmlessly wide, and perhaps that may be the end of their challenge, Mark.
Yeah, hopefully anyway, but as we say, we've another few minutes. We've at least 6 or 7 minutes left, and hopefully Newtown can add on a point or two and kill off this game.
One must remember, Newtown are playing against a strong breeze in the second half too.
Yeah, it's a strong breeze, as we said. Like, if they, as we said there in the first half, will all depend on how the Piarsaigh start in the second half. We'll tell about that breeze, and like that, they got off to a great start, and Newtown took a while to score. But
Ben O'Connor here is coming down now. He's bearing down the 21-yard line. He's still going. Strikes off his right. Has it gone over the bar? If it is, it's one of the scores of the day. I think it is. No, it's not. It's gone to the right and wide. I was getting a bit too excited there, Marky.
It's like you last night, getting a bit too excited.
I'd never get too excited. The ball is pucked out here now by Mark O'Sullivan. Mark O'Sullivan with a fine puck of a ball down. But who else but the Rock, Pat Mulcahy out towards Jerry O'Connor. It really is a formidable outfit when they start hurling. Jack Hurley, he looks up 55 yards out. Simply striking a straight over the bar. Simply beautiful, Mark. Simply delicious, as Doreen Allen would say.
Yeah, good score there from Jack. Jack came on there for the second half. Playing really well now, as you say, Cork Minor Line. This will stand team now these few games, like draw.
And perhaps in the Piarsaigh challenge has petered out at this stage. 7 points is a kind of, it's very hard to get that kind of lead back into within your grasp, isn't it?
It is, like, especially with kind of 5 minutes to go. Like, if the back's been holding up well all day, and I can't see why they cannot hold up for the next couple of minutes. Like, they've been playing well.
And there's a substitution here now. Jordi O'Mahony is coming on now for. But the referee is still leaving play going on. There's something going on here. Who did Jordi come on for, Mark? Oh, for Pat Mulcahy. Perhaps Pat's hamstring was still at him, maybe. I didn't see that one. Jordi O'Mahony is on now. Oh, he's got a cut in the head. I didn't see that one, sorry. Maybe he should have left on his helmet.
Should left it on, but the man that's coming on is a good replacement to Jordi.
Not a relation of yours, of course, Mark, isn't it?
Not a relation, but he'll be happy with this now. And if anyone looking to go for a loan on Monday morning, now would be the time to go with Jordi playing there today.
Definitely. Kevin O'Shea has given away savage loans these days. It goes out here towards John Paul King. John Paul looks up. The man suffering from bronchitis all week. Where's your bronchitis now, John Paul? He seems to have shrugged it away because he strikes off his right. That's one. Is it going over the bar? Looks like it curled in and curled out, but it's just gone off to the right and wide. And number 18 now from the Piarsaigh is coming on. It is Mr. Mark White. Is he any relation to Barry White?
No, he's Ali White's first brother, his brother.
Jordan's coming off again after the blood substitution there. And the ball is poked out here now towards Pat Mulcahy. Pat Mull almost lays the ball on. Number 13 is Padraig Gould again. He's having a fine game. Harassed there by Sean Reardon. Brendan Mull just flicks it out towards his brother Pat. Pat gets it up on his stick. All the time in the world out here now towards Jerry O'Connor. This man would run all day for you. Jerry O'Connor is still going. He's bearing down his own 65. Flicks the ball out here now towards John Paul King. There's 2 lads got inside him if he flicks it in towards Jack Hurley. Jack Hurley, he still has it. Great, well taken by Jack. Jack looks up, he strikes, it's gone over the bar. And Newtown look home and dry, Mark.
Oh, home and dry. Another great score there from Jack for the Cork Minor. He's only 18 years of age and 2 points there from play. That'll be great for him now.
The ball is poked out by Mark O'Sullivan. It's surely good night, Irene. At this stage, the curtains are almost closed. The ball comes out here now. Sean Reardon is flicking the ball away almost, and it's stuck there in the corner. And the ref, Cathal McAllister, deems that to be a foul and a free in to the Piarsaigh. In fairness, Cathal McAllister, he's been fairly consistent to both sides.
I've been totally fair today, like, you know. That's what you want in any game, like, you know. If you ever win, lose, or draw, all you want is a fair ref, like, in fairness, and you've been that there today. No complaints so far.
Free here now to be taken by Johnny Gare. Wouldn't be used to taking him from this position. maybe he's gone for a low trajectory. He is too. He's gone for a short one. But they're going for what was the point in doing that? Padraig Gould could have taken that one and put it straight over to the would have stopped all the missing, and that was a dangerous ball really to be playing.
Well, not really. The fact like they were down 2 goals, and I suppose he didn't get the right shot in.
He looked, and who's on now? Sean Reardon has come off, and Jordi O'Mahony has gone on for Sean Reardon. Paul Morrissey pucks the ball out. It's a high one. It's getting caught up in the air there, up towards Bushy Bowles, who's having a fine game all day. His work rate's been out of this world, and another man with a good work rate there, his brother Michael. It comes up here now towards Pat Mulcahy. He's bursting out towards Cathal Loughlin. Cathal Loughlin's under 45. Look at the pace of the man. He's like a greyhound. That's where Curraheen. Cathal, beautiful ball up there towards Ben O'Connor. Back to Cathal again. There could be another goal on here. Beautiful ball back to Ben again. And they're still going. Mark's phone is ringing. Maybe he's needed on duty. There's been an incident down in Limerick, and the ball is pucked down here out towards Cathal Loughlin. Cathal looks up. He strikes off his left. Is that gone over? Just gone to the right and wide. But it's as good as a point at this stage. What's left, Mark? I'd say there's only
about 2 minutes left there, Loughlin.
About 2 minutes left. He's mentally keeping track of the time. The ball goes up there now, batted down by Jordi O'Mahony. Jack goes for it as well, but so too is this man who's having a fine game as well. In fairness, Tim Colin O'Sullivan, his work rate's been unreal. He's been a horse all day. 3 times as the Newtown crowd. The ref doesn't agree. There's an Piarsaigh man down injured there, and that wide ball will allow attention to be brought on for him now. And the referee is being called in by the umpire. Maybe there was an incident, we didn't see it, and there's an Piarsaigh man there that doesn't sound too happy. He's shouting abuse at someone, and there's a white-haired man from the Piarsaigh down there. He looks like one of the Sopranos, Mark. Which one of them is it? Is that Paulie? And the referee looks like he's taking someone's name. It could be that of Dermot Gleeson.
Yeah, it'll be interesting now to see what the referee will do here, because I didn't see the incident. Will he get the custard slice?
He's a yellow card, the custard slice for Dermot Gleeson. And it wasn't the first time Mark didn't see an incident. The crime rate in Limerick has gone up 2-fold since he joined the force there. Well, Paul Morrissey now